Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Conference on Social Work, Sciences, Respecting Diversity, Inclusion, Social Action and Sustainable Development 2023. Today is day 10th and we are starting with our valedictory function. And we'll be having sessions by invited speakers in these valedictory sessions. So we warmly welcome you once again on behalf of the organizing committee to all the participants, presenters, and our invited chief guest. So we have with us Sri M.B. Krishna Rao Garu, IPS retired, chief guest for our day 10th of International Conference. He is former Director General of Police, DGP, and Director of former Director of AP Police Academy, former Director of General Prisons, former Director General of Fire Services, and also former Managing Director of Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation, and is presently Honorary President of Pure Earth Foundation. And he is also teaching at various institutes and universities like IIMs, Nalsar University, ESCI, University of Hyderabad, and various institutions. So we welcome you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us on this wonderful occasion. You can unmute yourself, sir, and start your video and presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ravindra Garu. Thank you very much. I hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, sir.
Good. Good evening to all those in India and the appropriate time of the day for those who are not in India. Without any further ado, I would like to begin what I am required to speak on, and that is the topic, I quote, India's G20 presidency, environment, security, and sustainable development. Exactly 10 days ago, while inaugurating this conference, I spoke at great length, 1 hour and 20 minutes, on what is G20, how India's G20 presidency is indeed a great opportunity for all of us to make sure that the world takes cognizance of the degrading environment and without any further delay initiates action to arrest this degradation and thereby ensure that the generations to come are not deprived of the natural resources like clean air, water, oxygen, predictable and good weather, etc. Since I have spoken in great detail about G20 presidency, environment, and security, I will now briefly mention about sustainable development. What is sustainable development? What does it aim at? It aims to meet human development goals while also enabling natural systems to provide necessary natural resources and ecosystem services. We were lucky to exploit the natural resources, be they minerals or water or fresh air or the protection that we used to get of the ozone layer, and several other things that Mother Nature has given us. But for various reasons, especially for making more money, for making our lives somewhat more comfortable materially, we have overexploited the natural resources and damaged the ecosystem. In that process, we might have gained some material wealth, but it was done at a great cost. In my inaugural address, I mentioned about the Rio conference and the decision to have common but differentiated responsibilities. We all are responsible for stopping this degradation, for reducing global warming, if possible, arrest it. But the degree of responsibility varies. The responsibility on the part of those advanced countries, developed countries, which have contributed more to the environmental degradation, ought to take more responsibility. That is the principle enunciated at the Rio conference. So, to rephrase what is sustainable development, it is development that meets the needs of the present generation, to which most of you belong. And it should be done, this meeting the needs of the present generation, without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This is very important. We of the present generation will all disappear in due course. Death is the most inevitable thing in this nature. Anything that is ever created will have an end. Some die early, some die late. But we all have to go away from this earth, from this planet. We have to disappear and once again become either earth or dust or whatever elements which actually comprise us. We should be able to develop, whether economy or all other, our needs, our present generation needs or present day needs, without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. We have no right to deprive the future generations of whatever we were able to get, whether it is oxygen or clean air or water or even good quality life, healthy life, etc. So this is the most important thing. Of course, many people, it cannot be sustained. The moment we take steps for developing our economies, for industrializing our economies, etc., we are bound to damage the environment. While it may be so, we should do so with a sense of responsibility, with a sense of caution, and make sure that we do not damage too much. And if possible, we also take action for environmental renewal. So this is indeed the main concept of sustainable development. In 2015, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Sustainable Development Goals In short, they are called SDGs, and explained how the goals are integrated and indivisible to achieve sustainable development at global levels. It's not enough if some, let us say, country like Bhutan adopts methods whereby sustainable development alone is taking place. Our world is totally interconnected. Every country will be either facing the consequences of the actions of its neighbors and other countries, even far off countries. And consequently, we have to be conscious that whatever actions countries are taking will have a damaging and deleterious effect on the other countries, especially in the environment of those countries. Though those countries are themselves taking a large number of steps for environmental renewal, and they are not causing anything at all in the direction of global warming or any damage to our environment. For example, assuming that one of the best natural resources, namely the Amazonian forests of Brazil, presuming that they do not cut even a single tree for years, if countries like Canada, which also gives us a lot of oxygen, or other green belts like Congo, if they go on decimating the natural forests, the rainforests, then the damage to the environment will be quite substantial. So we have to become aware of those great resources like the Amazonian rainforests and other resources that other countries have, and act with great responsibility and caution. And if there is a problem to their economies, allowing any degradation opens it. Each country has to take care of the needs of its own people. National interest is always first, always and every time. So we cannot ignore the national interest. We cannot ignore the rights to good quality life of every country. But there should be a collective responsibility to see that on the whole, the environment is not damaged and there is no environmental degradation. And if possible, there is environmental renewal. So, therefore, these SDGs, 17 SDGs, these Sustainable Development Goals have been conceived, and it has been asserted that these 17 goals are integrated and they are indivisible in order to achieve sustainable development at global levels. If we see these 17 goals in isolation and think that, okay, there is a goal for removal of poverty, therefore let us concentrate on that. But in that process, if you are damaging the environment, then the purpose is defeated. So the concept of the goals being integrated and indivisible, we can't look at them in isolation. The United Nations General Assembly's 17 goals address global challenges, especially poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace, and justice, and several other things. I just mentioned a few because we are now speaking in the context of a totally avoidable war, which has been going on for more than a year in Ukraine. I'm not here to blame either the Russians or the US and the West supporting Ukraine or Mr. Zelensky of Ukraine. These are far beyond my purview. But the actions that are taking place as a part of that war, long drawn war, are indeed affecting the entire world, every one of the 193 countries, member states of the United Nations. There is not a single country that is not affected. And added to that are the collapse of banks like Silicon Valley Bank and even a mighty bank of Switzerland. These indeed damage the world's economy and faith in the banking system. And consequently, they will have their own effect on the way we live. So they are all interconnected. So at this point, I think I should end because there are only 10 minutes left. And therefore, I'll sum up in a nutshell. Sustainable development means our consumption of natural resources should be less than nature's ability to replenish, thereby leading to environmental renewal. We are indiscriminately using fossil fuels for various purposes, whether it's the generation of electricity like coal or transportation by using petroleum products or something else. They are indeed going to overburden the Earth's ability to absorb very large quantities of greenhouse gases. If we do not reduce the greenhouse gases, if we do not very seriously search for alternative resources like green hydrogen, etc., then we are doomed. So we must remember that our consumption of our natural resources should be less than nature's ability to replenish. And thus we have to pave way for environmental renewal. At this stage, I stop. There will be other speakers who will be speaking on various other themes. But I thought, as a parting advice, today being the last day of the conference, I must emphasize on the need for all of us to become conscious of what is sustainable development and sustain the natural resources so that the future generations are not deprived of it, so that we do not commit theft of all the available natural resources and what we enjoy free of cost. So, Dr. Ravindra Garu, thank you for giving me this opportunity. If I don't know what is the mode, I don't know whether valedictory functions generally have question and answer sessions, etc. So it is now back to you. You can either utilize the remaining 7 or 8 minutes of the time allotted for me to something more purposeful, or in case you want me to continue to be available, I will be available till 7 p.m. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, M.V. Krishna Rao garu, for joining us and gracing us on this valedictory function. And with your support, grace and blessings and good wishes, we were able to successfully complete the conference. And, we are still having so many presentations left. That is kind of response we got. And thanks to all the participants, presenters, speakers for a wonderful response. It was indeed a great response and a great message also given by you to all of us, every one of us. So participants, it's a wonderful opportunity for all of us to interact. So we request, if you have any queries or observations, you can raise your hand so that we can unmute yourself, or you can unmute yourself, or we can unmute you from our side. Anyone would like to share? You can raise your hand. Yeah, Dr. Meena Obanga, she is from Nigeria. She is a faculty. Yeah, Dr. Meena.
Hello, good afternoon or good evening, whichever part of the world you are. Yes, I'm seeing you. Good to see you. I listened so thoroughly. Indeed, you should not destroy more than the world can replenish, more than nature can replenish, and that is a principle of sustainable development goals. But from where I come from, we don't know which part of nature is still left, because a lot of nature has already been damaged from oil exploration and exploitation. Prof, you need to come and help us see how far we can do mangrove restoration, to recover, those steps. So my question will be, do you think the new principles and the call by the UN for loss and damage can actually work to replenish our lost vegetation and all that? Thank you. Just to start off.
Fortunately, nature is indeed capable of replenishing itself and reviving itself like a spring. I mean, mechanical spring. It will bounce back. But we have to allow it to be its normal self. I'm sure a big country like Nigeria, the largest country by population in the continent of Africa, out of 54 countries, it is the biggest. And I see a lot of future. And probably it will be the richest country. It's endowed with so much of nature. But of course, it also has its own problems, diversity. And the South is indeed overexploited. But when the world moves away from fossil fuels and into green hydrogen or whatever is the substitute fuel, I'm sure the southern Nigeria will be blessed with the stoppage of drilling oil wells and polluting the sea and various other things. So you are indeed in one of the best spots of the world, and because of the huge manpower, that too educated, and awareness, I'm sure you will be a leading nation in the African continent in the direction of environmental renewal. I have no doubt about it.
Thank you, Krishna Rao. Dr. Meena, hope your queries is clarified.
Probably she lost the connectivity.
Yeah, Dr. Meena?
I've been speaking, but incidentally, I've been muted, so I'm sure that's why you didn't hear me. So I was having a monologue instead of a dialogue, you know.
Yeah,
So
you can
you
quickly.
can hear me. Yes, I was saying yes that he answered, to the extent, and I say thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Meena. And we have with us Mary Frida. Mary, you can unmute yourself now.
Good evening, sir. I thank Dr. Ravindra sir and Sri Holistic Health Foundation for giving me an opportunity to speak on this immense platform. Sir, it was very learning and very informative session, sir. For me, I learned a lot of things from your presentation this day and the first day. So you brought immense environment, how to protect environment, how to keep environment, and how we should be very justice to the environment. So a lot of takeaway. God bless you, sir. All the best. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And due to paucity of time, if there are any queries, kindly leave in chat box. So we will take it up when time permits. And I thank you once again, Krishna Rao Garu, for joining us. I know you are quite busy, but in spite of that, and because of your love towards us and towards the environment, you always take out time for us and join us. We thank you once again on behalf of the organizing committee and on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India, Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing, Pure Earth Foundation, EQ for Peace Worldwide, and Raj Bahadur Venkatram Reddy Women's College and International Federation of Social Workers, Nigeria Association of Social Workers, Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development, and all other collaborators, presenters, participants. We once again express our heartfelt gratitude and our thanks for joining us and accepting us and gracing us on and inaugurating this valedictory session. Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you, Dr. Ravindra Garu. Bye-bye.
Namaskaram. Dear participants, quickly fill up the feedback form. Feedback form has been raised in the form of polls. It will be available only for 5 minutes. We request everyone to quickly attend to feedback form. Here, friends, quickly fill up the feedback form. Yeah, Mrs. Jyoti, do you have any query? You can unmute yourself.
Sir, can you please give the feedback form, because in coastal area we do not have network, sir. In Ratnagiri, sir.
Feedback form is already shared now.
No, just between that network has gone, sir.
No, now the present feedback is active. You can fill that feedback form. Whatever is lost. We cannot get them back. You forget about, the forms you missed out. We cannot relaunch again. It's the limitation of Zoom platform. So whatever feedbacks are available now, they are being launched. You fill up that. Don't worry about the feedback form, which you couldn't fill it. Have you filled the present feedback form? Mr. Jyoti?
Sir, it is not activated, sir.
You have to update your Zoom platform. Otherwise, you quickly log on and log off, log out and log off. Or you log in from Zoom app if you are using some other platform. Sometimes it can cause certain issues. Okay, then we will move on to our next session. So we have with us our special guest for the day, Sri Dr. Y. Karnakar Reddy Garu. He is former head and former director and a scientist, retired. Hello. So today we have with us Sri Dr. Y. Karnakar Reddy Garu, who is our special guest for the valedictory session. He is former head and former director and scientist at India Meteorological Department, known as IMD, Hyderabad, and also former head ISSD and Deputy Director General Administrator at headquarters in New Delhi. He also served Indian Air Force for more than 1.5 decades. And he was born in a small village in Nalgonda, district of Telangana, and he has served Indian Air Force for more than 12 years as a technical department as a radio technician. And while serving in Indian Air Force, he acquired graduation in engineering in electronics and telecommunications, then joined Indian Meteorological Department, Government of India, as scientist instruments. He served IMD for nearly 30 years at various places and in various capacities, including as head DWR Machilipatnam, head IMD Hyderabad, head ISSD, and Deputy Director General Administration at headquarters in New Delhi. He was trained in Germany on operation and maintenance of Doppler weather radar systems. He retired from IMD in September 2021 and currently residing in Hyderabad. His areas of expertise include surface meteorological observation systems like manual observatories, automatic weather stations, and establishment, maintenance, and management of observational network. Upper air meteorological observation systems like radio sounding, pilot balloon system, Doppler weather radars, satellite-based meteorological observation systems, office administration, HR management, forecasting services, management, meteorological data management. We welcome you, sir, on this wonderful occasion, and we thank you once again for accepting our invitation and joining us as a special guest on this valedictory session of 10 days international conference. You can unmute yourself, sir. Start your video and presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra, for a nice introduction about me. Yeah, so this is my second talk in your forum. The last one was on, I think, WMO Day on 23rd March. So, so today is 30 minutes time was given to me to talk about meteorology related things. Of course, I could not connect well with G20. It only, I can add that anything in the field of science and technology, the developments that are happening and the advancements that are happening are going to add a feather in the crown of India as a leader of the G20 summit, the presidency of the G20 in this year. Yeah. So I shall start a presentation which I gathered from my various previous presentations, some of them as it is, where I would like to share my knowledge in the field of weather and climate, and especially the impacts of bad weather, or you can say extreme weather events on common man. Okay. And most of you being the social workers, I think can carry these messages to the public, especially in the rural areas, who are not well educated, or at least they don't have the facilities to implement them some places, or most of the cases, though, awareness is lacking in rural India, although Government of India has taken up doing special service or special awareness through NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, which was created in 2005. Before that, there was no appropriate agency to deal with the national disasters. So after that establishment of NDMA, they have prepared various guidelines to the state governments and helped various state governments to establish at various levels, from the state level and the district level, the disaster management system. Like state SDMA is one agency called State Disaster Management Authority, wherein a very senior IAS officer is given the charge of that. They plan schemes for districts as per the proneness of those particular districts to these various disasters. All districts are not having equal chances of getting these weather events. Some of them are more prone to certain events and some are not. So as per that local requirements, the district management authorities, district NDMA, DDMA, District Disaster Management Authority, which is headed by the district collector or magistrate, is taking care of the creation of awareness, as well as helping them to prepare well for facing these natural disasters, especially the meteorological related disasters. Okay, so let me start my presentation by sharing the screen.
Yeah, it's visible, sir. NMDA videos on YouTube. We can see that slide.
Are you able to see my screen, sir?
Yes, sir. It's showing the slide NMDA videos. Is it the first slide?
This one, presentation on weather climate and its meteorological disaster and preparedness. Are you
No, sir. I think
different
it is
screen
different.
is getting shared?
Yes. Yes, sir. Now we can see presentation on weather and climate.
Yeah, okay.
Please continue.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to say what are the various extreme weather events that bother the mankind at various levels and various intensities of the event. Okay, so these are the list of events where I mentioned that heat waves, thunderstorms, hailstorms, lightning, which is again a result of the hailstorm and thunderstorm, then tornadoes, heavy rainfalls, floods and inundation, squall or gale winds, means very strong surface winds, then cold waves, and tropical cyclones. These are on the overall the major events which start affecting the people according to the locations. Okay, I will one by one I'll discuss in future. So coming to the heat waves, they happen only in summer season. So we don't have to bother about this situation in other seasons in India especially. Okay, so March to May is the prone season for this, and it is more severe in May and in the beginning of June up to the onset of monsoon. When monsoon onsets, and then heat wave situations will be clear because there will be total change of wind scenario. There will be strengthening of winds and winds from the sea area will come. That is southwest monsoon comes from Kerala and southern western part of the India towards the land area, goes into Bay of Bengal and then takes turn into middle India and northern India. The same wind carries a lot of humidity and some coolness from the seas. Therefore, the heat wave suppresses. So we declare heat wave only when the temperatures go beyond 45 degrees and compared to the normals. Normal means last time I talked 30 years of maximum temperature of a given day if you take and make an average, and that becomes the normal value. So compared to that normal value, whether today's value is more than 5 degrees centigrade, then we call it as a heat wave. Same thing, if it is more than 7 degrees or so, then we call it as severe heat wave. So as the name says, severity is different in both the cases. Severe heat wave was likely to cause large-scale health problems to the major population like that. So generally, it causes a sunstroke, and if you take proper precautions, we can always be saved by this event. Okay, so I will show you some videos also how the NDMA has created certain short video clips of 1 minute, even less than 1 minute length, At the end, I will be showing them so that people can understand the severity easily and take the steps. Then thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are again more severe in the months of March to May only, summer season. Then they are very short-lived phenomena. A thunderstorm can last for say 30 minutes or say 2 hours or so. And a series of thunderstorms can happen one after the other, so that sometimes in a day, 2-3 thunderstorms you may get on a location. But it is not a like cyclone which lasts for 1 day, 2 days like that. So, and there will be some favorable conditions to form these cyclones. The favorable conditions are availability of high temperature to cause this evaporation, and then high amount of what you call humidity in the air that is going to trigger the formation of the thunderstorms. They develop in a small areas. They can develop in as small as in a 2 square kilometers area, or they could be as big as some 10 to 15 square kilometers. Each thunderstorm cell will cause will create problems in that smaller areas also. So it is very possible that within a city, just one part of the city is very badly affected by a thunderstorm, causing a lot of rain and lightning and strong winds, which may make some advertisements or posters, billboards fall down, and the remaining part of the city is just calm. Nothing happens. So that's why it is a very narrow affecting small area affecting system. Sometimes it can go to whole city also, but it is all variable. So the more the favorable conditions it gets, more wider it develops and makes the damage. So this happens due to a cloud called cumulonimbus. I discussed about it a little bit in the previous presentation. And these clouds are vertically developed from ground level or very close to ground to about more than 10 kilometers, 12, 13, 14, 15 kilometers also they develop. More the height it develops, more the strong it is, more wind it will cause, more rain and lightning, hailstorms it is likely to cause. Okay. So going to the next, you can see the structure of a cloud thunderstorm cell or cumulonimbus cell, where the vertical growth happens due to convection, that is the humidity at the lower levels of the ground or close to ground. Because of the heat, it becomes lighter in weight and gets lifted up. So it carries on lifting up, and the rate of lifting up will be, if it is very fast, then it will grow very tall. And then after that, nothing can remain in atmosphere in the open air. So it gets condensed, and then due to collision of various particles, the particle sizes increase, and then they fall down due to gravity and reach the ground. So it normally takes about 30 minutes or so to grow like this, and then another 10-15 minutes to decay like that. So when that rain in a short area is coming down, so the raindrops pull down the air, push down the air to the ground. So the air comes with a lot of force and hits the ground, and then after hitting the ground, it takes a horizontal direction and goes in the forward direction of the cloud in which the cloud is moving. So that forced wind coming from the top and taking a horizontal parallel with the ground movement is the one which is very, very strong. Sometimes it can be even 150 kilometers per hour, that much speed also, the strongest thing I am saying. Generally, it will be more than 50 kilometers, 30-40 kilometers also. For small thunderstorms, it happens. That is called, gustiness, also squall. So this squall and gusty winds are going to cause damage to objects. They can make even thatched huts and all to fly off their roofs, advertisement boards, biggers, which have a lot of wind resistance, they fall down. It happens. I think 2018 or so, a very big advertisement thing with a steel pole, very high, about 50 meter high, it has fallen down, and it has crashed a lot of cars parked there and all. So that is the thing. And these vertical clouds also create electrical charges separation, and then it causes lightning also. So one of these main side effects of this is the two damaging things is lightning, the hailstones. Hailstones also they can form as big as sometimes 1 inches, 2 inches also. But in India, generally half inch, less than half inch is the size of that hailstone. So the vertically, the tall the cloud is, then the size of the hail also can be bigger, and bigger hails also can damage various things falling from such a great height. Okay, so these are the hailstorms already I discussed. Generally, if the cloud is going more than 9 kilometers, only this happens. And when you see this cloud, to monitor whether there are the thunderstorm clouds forming, we can use this weather radar, Doppler weather radar, very easily. So this picture here, what I am showing is a Doppler weather radar image with a radius of 50 kilometers from the center. The center of this image here is the Begumpet Airport, where the radar is installed. So all around it, 50 kilometers area, the clouds are showing. So the red patch on the left of the center, what you see is a strong cloud where the height also, the top 10. Are you able to see my cursor movement? Dr. Ravindra, are you able to see my cursor movement?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my cursor here, you can see the top of this cloud is about 12 kilometers. So the red part of the cloud also is up to 9 kilometers. So more than 5 kilometers in vertical side, you have 0-degree temperature. So all that raindrops or cloud drops, they become frozen and they become ice balls. And when they are falling and they hit each other and they attach to each other, and that's why the hail sizes increases if it is falling from tall height. If it is just falling from 6 kilometers height, by the time it reaches ground, it will melt. It will only reach the ground as a water drop. But if the same is coming from, let us say, the 14-15 kilometers height, then it is traveling vertically down in the negative temperature, so it won't melt. And the nearby part, it will hit nearby small ice particles and they get attached to it. Therefore, the size of the hailstorm increases, maybe 1 inch, even 1.5 inch like that. So that when it reaches to the positive temperature area, that is below 5 kilometers also, still it will slightly melt, but not much melt. So it will still fall as a solid ice you can say sphere. Okay, so from this you can find out the location. I put a plus mark in the image. So that is a Patancheru. It is a suburb of Hyderabad, about 25 kilometers to the west of Hyderabad, Begumpet Airport. So that by seeing the height of the cloud, the meteorologist sitting in the weather center Hyderabad, he will give a warning to this area, Patancheru, you are likely to get a hailstorm. And the cloud movement also, by seeing a series of images, create an animation and say which direction it is moving. Suppose it is moving towards Hyderabad city, towards east, then Hyderabad city also will be given a warning in next 30 to 1 minutes to 1 hour, you are going to get a hailstorm or severe thunderstorm or a mixture of both. This is a thing. So this is one thing where people have now, due to this cloud, lightning also comes. So how to protect from lightning? I show you one video clip at the end. So this is again thunderstorms happening to the north of the Begumpet, a series of thunderstorms in the northern part of the radar center are there, which are in the orange color clouds, so which are moderately strong. They may not give hail, but they do give thunderstorm. Lightning also will come, but lightning can be less intense as compared to the hailstorm clouds. So this is on a different day. Again, a distribution of thunderstorm clouds. You can see about this image is showing 250 kilometers radius from the center. So 500 kilometers from left to right, from the north to south also. And there are a few clouds, they are even apart from each cloud about by 50 kilometers, even 100 kilometers also. So different districts they are located. By names are given, say NZB on the north, Nizamabad, like that. Nagarjuna Sagar on the southeast side, NLG Nalgonda, like that. These places you can find out, you can give warning to the district that you are likely to get thunderstorms and all. So people should precaution, which I will be explaining better. This is again some images of a different radar, Machilipatnam radar. Here actually it is associated with cyclone, but cyclone also you will have a lot of lightning, thunderstorm. The cloud physics is same, the cloud phenomena is same. But the only thing is that is associated with a bigger phenomena called cyclonic storm. So these are the satellite images by which you can find out the severe clouds. Even if radar is failing, you can get a rough idea, but the resolution is not so good as compared to radar. So these I see from the top of the atmosphere. Suppose you go above the clouds in an aircraft and see from top, you will see, water coming from bottom through a pipe, how it is protruding into the high in a fountain-like thing. Like this, you can see the growth peaking up in certain parts, overshooting tops, what we call them. Okay. And then lightning, again, I already discussed about it, not much. Only thing is the electricity and static electricity develops due to friction between ice particles and the updraft, the vertical push it is getting from the ground. All this actually crosses the static electricity, which develops at the top end and the bottom end. Bottom end of the cloud will have negatively positively charged, and the top end will be negatively charged. Okay, and this lightning can be between two clouds. It is called intra cloud lightning, and it can be within a cloud from the top to bottom. That is intra cloud lightning, and then it can be from cloud bottom to the ground. That is called cloud to ground lightning strike. And we human beings or anybody, animals also get affected by this part of the lightning, that is ground to cloud bottom to the ground. When the electricity is discharging with a very heavy amount of current, that current passing through a tree or any building, it can damage it, it can burn it even fully. Okay. So this is the lightning strike image. The charges are described in the right side image, if you can see. So sometimes within a cloud also, left to right, one side is getting attracted by the another side. So the charges move from one part to other part, they concentrate. So, and they try to unite by traveling through the air, and the air through which it travels get hotter because of heavy flow of electrons, and that actually is like in a burning of the air, and that actually creates that burning is basically creating the light. So the light, when it happens, or a lot of expansion of the air happens, and that expansion gives a sound like third sound, and that sound we call it as thunder. So thunder and lightning happen together, but of course we see the light earlier than the hearing the sound, because light travels faster than the sound. So this is another event called tornado, which in India they are very less. They do happen in Gangetic, West Bengal, Bihar, those areas where the intensity of these hailstorms, thunderstorms is over. Generally, the only thunderstorm clouds give rise to formation of these tornadoes. Even recently also there was a tornado in Punjab, which has killed some animals and certain things, and caused a lot of damage. That was in Punjab. Just 3 days back, there was a tornado. So it is rare in India, but more often in the US and Western countries. Then heavy rainfall also, it may not give lightning and thunder, but if the rain is falling heavily and within a short period, if more rain is falling, so it will cause runoff from the ground, and a lot of water will flow from high elevations to the low-lying areas, and in especially cities, they cause flash floods. They give within 30 minutes or 1 hour, a flood will be created, inundation will happen in low-lying areas, especially in and around the various water bodies, tanks and all, which are normally the low-lying areas, and they cause flood issue, that thing. So there is some specification for as per IMD. If a rainfall of more than 10 centimeters happens in 1 hour, then we call it as a cloud burst. So this is what one actually, when people simply say more heavy means, simply they say cloud burst has happened. Media people unknowingly they mention so. But cloud burst means there is a definition. It is called extremely heavy rain in 1 hour, more than 10 centimeters rain in 1 hour. It is called cloud burst. Otherwise, little less than that, say 50 millimeter to 100 millimeter is called extremely heavy rainfall, and less than that is very heavy rainfall, like that. So rainfalls are classified as per a time period. Within a day, they are called, they are termed as spells: heavy spell, extremely heavy spell, cloudburst, like that. When you take 24 hours rainfall, we call it as a heavy rainfall or extremely heavy rainfall, like that. Heavy rainfall is called 11 to 20 centimeters in 24 hours time. Then extremely heavy means more than 20 centimeters, like that. So normally these intense spells, like cloudburst and all, they happen due to thunderstorms, clouds, or lightning, hailstorm related events. This extremely heavy rainfall and all 24 hours calculation, they mostly happen in cyclonic situations and even monsoon seasons where there is some depression and all. Throughout the day, many times it rains, and 2-3 days continuously they rain. Then floods and inundation are a product of heavy rainfall only. Especially most affected people are in urban areas, and also when this heavy rainfalls happen for wider areas, like in a whole state or in a neighboring 1-2-3 states for 2-3 days, then they will also cause streams to overflow and join some rivers, and rivers start overflowing, and somewhere the river bank may breach and go into certain villages and other things. So it may cause widespread flooding called riverine flood, like that. And then squall gale winds, they are associated with thunderstorms. I already discussed it. You can see the falling of trees, tree branches and all. And then cold wave, this normally happens in colder places like North India, in India, like more north of Delhi to Jammu and Kashmir and hilly areas where temperatures are low. Because of here also we call cold wave when the temperature is below 10 degrees centigrade, means the normal maximum temperature, minimum temperature. In heat wave we talk about maximum temperature. In cold wave we talk about minimum temperature. If the minimum temperature falls below 10 degrees centigrade and it is less than normal by 5 degrees, then we call cold wave. If it is less than normal by 7 degrees centigrade or so, then it is severe cold wave. Okay. And then cyclones. These cyclones, as you know, they start initiating in the oceans and Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, or the seas around India, which are sources of formation of cyclones. And they start from low pressure area, they become intensify, they become depression, then deep depression, then cyclonic storm, and like that. Then severe cyclonic storm. There are various stages. Okay, and different names are given, as I told earlier: hurricanes, typhoons, willies, Codonazo, or different names used for the same phenomena. Okay, so in India, the cyclone seasons are in pre-monsoon season, like March to May. Generally, May is the more you can say possible for that, and October to December also it happens, especially in the Bay of Bengal. And for cyclones to form, the favorable conditions are the sea surface temperature, the water temperature on the top layer of the sea should be more than 26.5 degrees centigrade, and there should be normally they don't form over the equator. So, okay, 5 degree latitude, it means about 550 kilometers north or south of equator only they start forming. These are the things. So there are other things also which I don't want to go into detail. And systems I already talked. So these are the various stages: low pressure, depression, deep depression, cyclonic storm, then severe, very severe, super cyclonic storm. So in super cyclonic storm, the wind speeds are more than 220 kilometers per hour. And the category is differently named in US and all. They call it as category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4. Category 4 is the strongest one they refer to. And the speeds are almost the same they use for defining. When you see from a satellite, the cyclonic storm looks like this. In the middle, there is a hole-like thing called eye, and around that is the eye wall. Eye wall will have the, again, very tall clouds, as in hailstorm clouds and all. Therefore, there also thunderstorm, lightning, everything happens there. Okay, and the width of a cyclonic storm sometimes is as small as 100 kilometers left to right or north top to bottom. And sometimes it can be even 1,000 kilometers wide also. So various formations, various favorable conditions, they develop like that. So let me go a little faster. Time is picking up. So, so IMD continuously monitors these cyclonic formations while they are even before they are taking birth. Okay. So the impacts of the cyclone are again mainly three-pronged. One is it always brings a lot of rain, and which can cause flooding, and storm surge on the northern part of the cyclone, northern half of the cyclone. The wind will be moving from ocean to land area, and the sea waves get elevated and raised, and they come as a storm surge into the coast. And sometimes the storm surge is even 10 to 15 meters tall also. Sometimes with a small cyclone, it may be 1 or 2 meters tall also. This storm surge brings the sea water, that which is the salty water, onto the land areas, coastal areas, depending on the terrain. If there is a hill like Visakhapatnam area, that may not go much deep into the land. But if it is a plain areas like Machilipatnam, Krishna district plains, this salty water even comes up to 20-30 kilometers also deep into the land areas. They will spoil the agriculture and other activities. And strong wind is associated with the cyclone. Strong wind again makes damages due to falling of trees, flying away of the roofs of the buildings, and things like that. At different stages, different storms happen, right? Then is a storm surge. Already I explained much. I don't want to go much. And different stages of cyclone, deep depression, cyclonic storm, all these things. What are the damages it can cause to various activities is tabled here. Like structures, minor damage, like for example, cyclonic storm. I'll talk this only, rest you can see in the presentation. So in agriculture, it can damage paddy crops, banana crops, papaya trees like that. Then it can, in coastal zone, sea water can inundate land erosion can happen. Then fishing, people will have problem. They cannot go into the sea. All these things, the various damages, the impacts, I can say, the impacts of this cyclone to various operations, human operations are mentioned here. But different stages you can see. Severe cyclonic storm also. These are the impacts. Like that, the impacts are there for like what you call thunderstorms also. For every activity, some impact is there. That impact is we are giving nowadays. IMD is giving impact-based forecast. So when I say heavy rain is there, what is the impact on different things? That also is mentioned in the forecast itself. So these are the cyclone various stages. The affected people, the fisheries, then the movement of ships and boats in the sea, Navy operations, all those things are there, and the warnings are communicated through various bulletins. Right now, the most famous thing is the WhatsApp groups, social media, and the previous ways of sending through radio bulletins, TV news. All these things are happening, apart from the fax and emails also. Okay, so preparedness is important. Now this will focus a bit. So in cyclone, as you know, the effects are rain. Effects, one of the effect is flooding and wind, as well as storm surge. So for these things, we know what we have to do. So the coastal people, in which area it is coming, the forecast is given generally about 100 kilometers north to south along the coast, the districts which are going to be affected by the landfall. So as the cyclone moves, it will cross the coast. That is called the landfall area. In the landfall area, and the accuracy of giving a forecast up to 50 kilometers is there within 2 hours of crossing. And one day before, we may say it is from that expected area, a little of south and north also included, about 100 kilometers length of the coast is mentioned. If you have to give 3 days in advance and wider area, we will say, because the cyclone can change its track and affect different districts on the coast. So once the cyclone comes very close to the coast, more accuracy in the landfall area will be given, and intensity also, how strong it will be, also included in that. So based on that warnings given, people have to get prepared. So if it is going to hit a district, some people, so what will happen? The first impact will be power will be removed even before the cyclone hits the coast. because otherwise it will damage the poles and it will cause short circuits and fires. To avoid that, they will shut down the power. So power will not be there in the people. So in fact, people will not be able to see TV. Therefore, they should to have some batteries and other ways, or keep stock of certain batteries, and light will not be there. So they will have to keep stock of candles and kerosene oil required. After cyclone creates a damage, and to recover from that, the disaster management also takes some time, sometimes 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Power may not come, water may not come. So they have to prepare themselves for all these things. They have to keep stock of all supplies like kerosene oil, candles, drinking water also in the cans, and everything has to be done. So in the last, that was September, I was in USA. There was a cyclone at my place in Florida. So a lot of 2 days before onwards, the TV was only covering this news. There are particular channels like weather.com, the TV channel. They sent their media people onto the landfall area and showing their falling. While they are covering the media, they themselves are hit and falling down on the ground. The wind force is so much they are not able to stand. Still, they are trying to speak in the mic and give a TV coverage for that. So such type of enthusiastic media is also there, which is helping making the reality felt by the people sitting at homes at different places. So and they are telling the district collector, they are the governor of a state, they are giving warnings, preparedness areas. They are showing on the GIS map. These are the areas having this impact. These are the areas having this impact. This is the preparedness. They keep these stores which provide these things 24 hours open those days. So anybody can go and get. Normally, they don't suggest to go on the day of the storm, but 1 day before, 2 days before they go, they flood these stores and get all these supplies required for them. They start buying battery-based inverters, generators, things like that, preparing for 2-3 days, and they will have to. Evacuation is mostly easily accepted, and people move out of that affected area to safer places. In India, Indian government faces difficulty in evacuating the people. First of all, people don't hear. They say, "I have seen, my grandfather has seen, my grandfather has, forefather has seen such cyclones. We have faced it. Nothing will happen to us." They try to avoid evacuation. But now some education is happening, and they are learning from the lessons from the damages happening, deaths happening to the neighbors and other people. So this is what the cooperation required from rural people in helping the government for their own safety. Okay. So during a cyclone, what happens is there will be strong winds, and windows can break, glasses can break. So you have to click. Different, I think it will not allow me to take go through the whole thing I have mentioned here. Totally secure the doors, windows, and roofs and all, and do not come out during the cyclone. That is important thing. And after cyclone, you will find a lot of flood and broken trees and fallen telephone poles or electric poles, and it may not be immovable. Your vehicle may be damaged. So you have to wait for the clearance from the government to come out, and then only you go out. Okay. So tsunamis is another thing. Again, it happens in the coastal areas only. This happens because of an earthquake happening below the sea level in an ocean only. If the earthquake happens on land, it won't create a tsunami wave. But if it happens below the sea, it actually rather explosion, like in the explosion of a bomb below the sea. So it will disrupt the land, great water masses to upwards, and they will travel as a wave towards in all directions. But the wave that is traveling to the coast is called tsunami wave, and that will bring, just like a storm surge, it will bring sea water and a large wave, even again 10 meters, 20 meters tall, also depending on the intensity of the earthquake and the depth of the earthquake from the ground mean sea level, and also the distance from the coast. If it is happening close to the distance, the wave will be stronger, and if it is happening much away, thousands of kilometers from the coast, then the wave will subside as it comes nearer to the coast, and the effects will be little less. Okay. So this is the theory of how it happens. The rupture happening in the ground below the sea level, the tsunami gets triggered and the waves travel like this, and the waves go this. So if there is a ship, say 50 kilometers away from the coast, the raise of the wave due to tsunami wave will not be much. It may be half-meter height only. Even some big ships may not feel it. Small boats may feel a jump. But as the wave comes to the closer, because of the bathymetry or the shallowness of the seawater, the wave height increases many-fold, maybe from half meter to 10 meters, like that. So therefore, precaution or preparedness has to be there. Normally, government don't allow to construct anything within 50 meters from the coastline, but sometimes illegal construction and things like that, temporary things without proper precautions can cause problems to the people over there. So these are the safety rules and all. Is there floods I have covered? These are the rivers systems in AP and Telangana, at the banks of which there is a threat for the flood. They are the people, vulnerable people. Actually, we have to identify the vulnerable people for everything and make them understand the you can say the depth of the disaster and prepare them to face that. I think this slide is not very clear because of the typing color. I just copy pasted because of that it happened. So we have to educate and train them, the affected people. So IMD gives warnings on everything: maximum temperatures, that is heat waves, and cold waves, thunderstorm, cold wave. This thunderstorm and hailstorm which happen, in a short period, so they don't go much later. Only we can tell 1 day before, 2 days before, or 3 days before there is a possibility of formation of thunderstorm in such and such districts. But exact location cannot be told with accuracy, and exact intensity also cannot be told. So by seeing the radar image, which happens a little bit before, half an hour before, 1 hour before the event, we can give more accurate location-wise warnings to the people, and therefore the short notice forecast, it is called nowcast, is helpful in thunderstorm, hailstorm, lightning, and squall also. Okay. So as for this season, so IMD has given in South India, especially heat wave possibilities are normal, they are not enhanced. So every year, especially in Telangana, coastal Andhra Pradesh, heat waves do happen some 7 to 8 days on the average in the season, whole season. Sometimes it may last for 2 days in some districts. Again, another heat wave may come in another district for 2-3 days, like that. So these are the alerts: red alert, orange alert, yellow alert is given. White or green sometimes, it means there is no alert, everything is normal. So yellow alert means it's hot days will be there. People have to still avoid going out and take precautions. Then orange alert means more intensity as well as more areas also, more number of districts are getting involved in it. Red alert means normally larger areas and high temperature rises happen. So for this, precautions have to be taken, that I will explain. These are the do's and don'ts. Please go through the slides and I will share the presentation, and you can see. Actually, NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, has placed on its website all these things in terms of posters, which can be straight away printed and put in villages for the people to, if required, you may have to translate them in your local language and put them so that people go through, and also put it in picture form so that they understand easily as to what to do during a heat wave conditions, lightning conditions, and some more awareness I will give that. So these are the things, NDMA.
Lightning strikes.
You can see this video.
Lightning strikes can cause serious injuries or even death. If you come across a lightning-struck victim, call an ambulance immediately. It is safe to touch the victim. The body does not retain an electrical charge. Giving first aid while waiting for professional medical attention can save the victim's life. But if you are at risk from ongoing lightning, wait until danger has passed or move victim to a safer place if possible. If the person is unresponsive, he or she may have had a heart attack. Check for breathing and pulse and begin CPR. Keep CPR cycles going until further help arrives. If the victim is conscious but disoriented, lay them down with head lower than torso and legs. Learning CPR and first aid can be pivotal in an emergency situation. Be smart, be prepared. Issued in public interest by NDMA and IIPHG.
So they have also put posters for heat wave. You can see this one, what to do, listen to radio, watch TV for alerts, drink sufficient water, take ORS, wear lightweight or light colored or loose cotton clothes, cover your head if you are going out, keep animals in shade and give them water, do not leave children or pets in open area. Like that, so many precautions are there. Just kindly visit ndma.gov.in so that you can get a lot of things. There are so many videos, I think for reasons of shortage of time, I don't want to go. You can also search in YouTube also, NDMA heat awareness or lightning. You will get links to the videos and you can play to the people. If required, dub them in your local languages. That would be very much helpful. So I think I will end my presentation here, and I think I already crossed my limit of the time. Sorry for that excess time I have taken. So over to Dr. Ravindra. If there is any questions to me, I can, and if you have time, I can definitely answer it.
Yes. Thank you, Karnaka Reddy garu. It was really very insightful. In fact, these are the things, everyone should know. And unfortunately, most of us don't know. We are, very much into one discipline and we are not concentrating. But it was really quite interesting information. So participants, if you have any queries, you can raise your hand. Shaker, okay. Yeah, you can unmute yourself, Shaker. Yeah,
So
do you have
sir.
any?
Yeah, so it's a wonderful presentation, sir. A lot of learning I could able to do. A couple of questions to you, sir. The first thing is, sir, in the coastal areas, in southwest monsoons, what will be the size of the cloud? And if it travels for from 1,000 kilometers, how much reduction of the cloud will be there? That is first question. And the second question is, can we change the direction of the clouds in the dry areas?
Yeah, the first question is the dimensions of the cloud in the monsoon season are very wide. Actually, it can be, and actually, cloud is totally dynamic. It keeps on changing. It keeps on moving place to place. It keeps on changing its shape and size also. Actually, the clouds is two clouds. While they will moving, they will merge also. Then they become a bigger cloud also. So it is. We have seen clouds as big as even 100 kilometers also in the area. And generally in the monsoon season, the heights are about 6 to 7 kilometers. The top of the cloud would be. So they don't give lightning, but they give good rain, long-lasting rain actually. Then the second question is, you can modify not the direction, but you can say make it dissipate. Dissipate means give out rain and become an air. So all the water that is there in the cloud can be through artificial process called cloud seeding process or cloud modification process. You can spray certain aerosols, like in the cloud condensation nuclei, what we call like the sodium chloride or the silver chloride. You send it into the cloud through some aircraft or something, and then it starts raining, and the total water will come in the form of rain, and there won't be any cloud. It will dissipate. So direction modification is not possible because it is a very large thing which environment is open. So there is no system as of now which can do this job.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Any more questions, sir?
Yes, Sakina, you can unmute yourself. Sure.
Good evening, Dr. Y.K. Reddy garu, sir. Thank you for this detailed presentation with visuals and data representation. So firstly, it was interesting to hear about your experience in Florida, as even I have similarly faced it, the hurricane season in East Coast of USA. And just like you said, people ran to all the stores and stocked up on food and all the essentials that were needed at that time for 3-4 days. And they had something interesting that I noticed was each and every house, most of the houses had hurricane shutters installed for this as a preparation. And they look like any shop shutters, but they have it in their house for all windows, balcony doors, everywhere. And immediately when there was news in the air that it's going to be hurricane time and it's coming across, all these houses pulled down their hurricane shutters immediately. So that was very interesting. Now, from your presentation, I had a question, sir. So recently, 2 rare occurrences were reported. One was closer to Hyderabad, Telangana, in the district of Vikarabad, an unusual hailstorm, and the other one is, which you mentioned, a powerful tornado in this village in Punjab. So I'm curious to know if this will be a recurring pattern in future, and what cities might be affected.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so your reference to the preparedness in USA is definitely much higher than in India. People here do not heed to the advices or precautionary measures. As a social responsibility, they take precautions and they cause less burden to the government in that country. Whereas in India, it is not the case, and government has to feel the responsibility right from evacuating to giving them the protective things and all. So anyway, that is a culture which has to change over a period of time. Coming to this extreme weather, yes, in Vikarabad, there was a large-scale hailstorm. I have seen the clouds on the Hyderabad weather radar, which were going to about 12 kilometers height and widespread area. So yes, it is rare cases, but still they happened earlier also. I know one case in 2011, almost in the same area. In the month of January, there was a severe hailstorm, and it given a picture, the white, the grounds and the tops of the buildings, given a scenario of a Kashmir like in winter season during the snowfall time. So they are not unusual. And thing is that due to climate changes, the impact is that these extreme weather events, whatever I discussed today, everything, heat wave to cold wave to lightning, thunderstorm intensities and cyclone intensities, they are increasing. So the intensities are on the trend. If you see about every year, about maybe some 5-6% intensity increase is being noticed in the last 2 decades. So right, even heavy rainfalls also, the patterns are very disturbing. In the monsoon season, earlier patterns were almost uniform rains happen almost all the areas of at least one state if you take. But now at one place there is a more heavy rain, other place there is a very less rain. So where it is raining very heavily. Where it is not raining, it is not raining. So you will find through situations like, like one place drought and other place flooding. So this is the studies analysis in last 1 or 2 decades given this feeling that the extremeness of events are increasing. The spread of this and the periodicity is decreasing. Even the cyclones are also same. Earlier, there used to be one cyclone average in an area in this Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean. Now it is slightly less. It's not in 1 or 2 years, this is not happening, no cyclone at all. So that is the fact, yeah. And it is not going to stop, it is going to be there.
So it's going to continue, and we don't know. Yeah.
So going by the trend in the last decade, it is going to intensify only further. Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering the question, and also very interesting information that you have shared. Thank you again.
Welcome. Yeah. Dr. Ravindra, any more? Are you able to hear me, Dr. Ravindra?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir, for wonderful information as usual. You have contributed a really, a great way to the conference, and we also thank you on behalf of organizing committee and also on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India, Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing, and Pure Earth Foundation, EQ for Peace Worldwide, Raj Bahadur Venkatram Reddy Women's College, International Federation of Social Workers, Nigeria Association of Social Workers, Global Forum for Sustainable Development, and all other collaborators, and on behalf of organizing committee and also presenters and participants for the day, we express our sincere gratitude to you, sir, for gracing our valedictory sessions and accepting us and being being guest of the day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra and Dr. Jayachandra, my old friend in Hyderabad, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jayachandra garu, sir is there. You want to share your comments? You are muted, sir.
Jayachandra. Oh, yeah. Sir, good evening, Reddy garu. Sir,
nice seeing you after a long time, Dr. Jayachandra.
Yes, sir. So very fortunate, particularly this group, to get you into this, and then we had very short notice to good lectures within very short span of time, and participants may be really very happy, very fortunate to have you. So because these are very important and directly connected to the lives. So that is where this knowledge is very, very useful. See, so many things we learn from books and many sources, but this is from experience, and not everybody can share this. So that's where we really very grateful to you, sir, once again. So maybe I'm also happy that you have taken all my time also. So now it is Ravindra garu to decide whether I should have any space or there, because I see the participants and they have their own part presenting few things in the last session. So it's all left to Ravindra garu. Whatever he says, we will obey. So thank you, Reddy garu, once again. Thank you very much, sir. We'll meet, sir.
I'm sorry for eating away your time.
No, sir, not at all. It's very, no. See, ultimately, information, it is useful information and it is needed. See,
actually, I suggest you or the leaders in your group to see these videos. If you want, I'll share and more.
Please share it, sir.
Popularize it in various social media groups and all, so
yes,
that
sir,
it reaches the grassroots level.
Yes, sir. Please share it, sir. Okay. We will try in our own, because we have a conference in this next month. So we will spread it, because, sir, what is needed to the, for every individual, for every human being, this is one of the components, sir. So such things we should share in the groups than useless things in all that social domain and also. Really nice, sir, if you can share. We will take it
I'll
to
share
next
it in
level.
WhatsApp right
yes,
now.
Sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Give me, I think you provide me email ID. I will share the presentation.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will WhatsApp to you, sir. Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, once again for joining us. So our next speaker we have with us, Dr. Jayachandra garu. He is Vice President, Pure Earth Foundation, and also Regional Director, Center for Environment and Development, and also CEO for Global Information Technologies. With his immense knowledge in geospatial technologies, he has completed MSc Physics, MTech Remote Sensing and GIS, and PhD in Integrated Urban Development. And he has consistently provided consultancy services in geospatial technologies for more than 30 organizations, departments of various state and central governments. Dr. Jayachandra frequently visits various universities, institutions to deliver lectures, including Lal Bahadur Shastri, National Academy of Administration, Missouri, National Institute of Rural Development, NIRD, Dr. MCHRD, HRD Institute, that is Marri Chennai Reddy, Human Resource Development Institute, ESCI, TALIM, MCEME, Judicial Academy, Hyderabad, and he has, to his credit, published various research papers in geospatial technology-based applications, and he has guided more than 70 academic projects for MTech, BTech students, and he organized 7 conferences as convener. And he is a very good friend of ours, and we welcome you, Dr. Jayachandra Garu. And you have your own time of 30 minutes. No need to worry.
No, it's not.
No, actually, we started at 5 o'clock, sir. So we saved some time.
Very nice, very nice.
So you can continue happily.
Yeah, no, not at all. See, even I feel I prefer for a change, because see, my topic, what you have given me, that I was speaking last year about some major resources, natural resources, and particularly because resources and that particularly Earth's natural resources, then there is a technology that handles Earth data. So automatically these resources will come into that technology scope, and then we get a lot of information about this. It's only how best you utilize. That means we must know, one should aware where these resources are there and what is their potential. It's all depends on how best you utilize them. That is directly connected, like in physics, directly proportionate to the development straight away. That is the equation. So, and I think most of our participants are also aware, and this is a topic very much aware, known to everybody, and it's a simple connecting subject. Even I'm happy if they want to change by posing questions straight away, and then keep considering all the questions also. I can, so I just want to see what is that they expect from this, because this is a very interesting and very simple topic, because we are all aware there is nothing new. Only thing is, few participants may be aware of the technology. There is a technology that is not very recent, that was there from several decades, and giving a lot of solutions and scientific inputs for decision making, inputs for planning, like that, these geospatial technologies. So maybe I just want to check what is their expectation, what is that they want to take it from this small 30-minute session. Even that's why I open to participants for asking me question, what is your expectation, what do you want me to speak, so that instead of me going on my own way. So it will be a little interesting thing, asking you to raise your hands and say your expectation, your question, because certainly if there is some expectation, and I should meet that. And even I feel happy if at least some things are, can we go ahead, Ravindra Garu, if participants initiate this discussion instead of one side talking, and then of course there is a lot for every topic. So I invite questions from these participants, please.
Okay, sir. As you have invited.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see, because it is a routine. Let us change the routine, reverse it, maybe,
Okay.
so that if 2-3 people's the expectation and what they are looking out, and want to be, suppose if they don't ask any question, certainly what is that we can speak, that all that will be there. That is a default thing. So I invite questions now. Generally this is a hard thing or different, because something I speak, then you will get some questions. But initially I want to know your expectation, because how many of you are aware of geospatial technologies? That means a technology, it is handling or connected with Earth data and all resources. That's where I made my statement already. The natural resources, what we talk about is Earth resources, because we are not going to utilize, not going to affect by resources of any other planet, because they are not very close, they are far away, we don't know what is there, research is going on. So we are all familiar, we are all affected, we are all get benefited by Earth resource only. And earth resource is nothing but part of earth information. Therefore, there is a technology called geospatial technology, or that is called a group of technologies. You have remote sensing, that is sensing of earth through satellites. You have GPS, global positioning systems, to find the location on earth anywhere of any object, any individual, anything. Because every object on earth, including yours, even an individual standing, his both legs have two different locations, maybe separated by few inches, because you are not standing one leg and another leg on top of it. So everybody stands on two legs, so you will have two locations. If you precisely identify, that means every small thing has its own unique coordinate on this earth. And with this, you can do everything, every mapping of things on earth, you can do that mapping. That is why, and the natural resources are certainly very, very widespread. And this is the only technology. You will acquire photos. Different technologies are there in that sensing of earth, and also some other information, like present day you see Google Earth or any geo portals. They are full of information. And people, if somebody finds something on earth, and the first time he feels it is something very new, and everybody is sharing that with that lat language, tagging that particular interesting thing, innovation, something new to this world, by connecting that with that coordinates. So, yes, sir. Reddy garu, please. YK Reddy sir want to ask me, put me into some track so that I will go in there. Sir, please, sir. You.
Yes, I thought
Sir.
you are waiting for a question to initiate the talk. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So my topic has been weather and climate, and
Sir,
I
sir.
wanted to, and your topic is mainly on natural resources.
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to, is there any link? Have you found out from your analysis or these various studies, what is the impact of climate change on the natural resources? Which natural resources are affected badly and which are in a good way affected? That's my question.
A very, very interesting question, sir. Very interesting question, because yes, there is directly connection, the impact of these changes in weather or climate change on these resources. See, because and this is again come back to that general knowledge only. Like you see, we are facing droughts, we are facing that floods. Both are two extreme situations, flooding and then drought situation, and both are result of this climate change only. So this is proved, and it is there across the globe. So the rise of water level in sea, and rise in temperatures, and then excess rainfall, and of course the technology here, geospatial technology. So maybe from the data of the past, and you have to map it, and that is why the entire earth data, when it's got started sensing through different satellites, it is all preserved. It is all preserved, archived, maybe in different modes, from some of the oldest methods of saving into tapes and all, cartridges, everything. So certainly that is very interesting here. This kind of studies, so the impact on natural resources, this climate change, it is very, very directly connected, sir. And now maybe even I expect any other question also, like with SARS, because he put some direction. So any other thing from participants?
Jayachandra garu.
Sir.
Can I?
Yeah. You are all, you are also participants, sir. So now the big people are posing questions. So please, Shekhar garu.
Sir, in the context of Shekhar.
Yeah. No. You please complete, sir. Complete it.
No, sir. But first guest, na. So we'll take up Shekhar garu then.
Yeah, Shekhar garu.
Just a second.
Shekhar garu, please.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, question 2 is one of the problem which I got in a village, sir, that I'm going to share it with you and how to solve that problem. Sir,
Very
it is a
good.
Macharla village, and it has a lift irrigation system 10 kilometers away, and some districts are getting, and this particular village we are not getting any water. Okay, some Krishna water, Krishna river. And when I've seen geospatial over the Google Earth, and I have seen that there is from the 4 kilometers away, there is we can do the another lift irrigation and send it to this particular village. But I was in a dilemma that how to calculate that, and how we can present it to the government that from this there's a channel is there and we can supply it to this village, because this particular village has a very good catchment area, sir, and from that catchment area it goes to the other downtown villages, and it supplies whenever it rains, it goes to the other replenishment in the downwards other villages. So how we can now my question is how we can calculate that this particular to present to the government that one project can be developed and this will be supplies to the other villages also.
Yes.
And then with my question, sir.
It is a practical question, sure. So you told Macharla area, and what is that village name? What is that village name, Shekhar ji?
Sir, Gudipaticherry village.
Macharla, what?
Gudipaticherry village, sir. Gudipaticherry village. Veldurthi Mandal, sir.
Can you see Macharla now on screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you show me where is that village.
Gudipaticherry village.
I will on the this is there is a reservoir here, and you can see. See, straight away, I am just trying. Suddenly, can I get that village? Something people also can see, because technology is in very handy now. So you can quickly make a lookout where it is, how it is located. People also can find.
Mandal, sir. Veldurthi Mandal.
I agree. But if you know from Macharla, which direction it is, south, east, west, something like that, we can just try. Or that I will type here. You can spell it Gudi, Gudi.
Gudi, Gudi, PAT.
Gudipati.
Very small hamlet, sir.
Yeah, Cheru. That is where few hamlets will miss. Gudipati,
yes,
it's not showing. Google Earth is not able to find, but certainly it will be in the neighborhood of that Macharla. See, ultimately, I can tell you, I think you can see this. I will keep the Google Earth in 3D. Yes. Yeah, okay, it is there already in 3D. So what you have to do is suppose this is already the north Vijaypuri North Canal, and you should show where is this is Macharla, and there is already the canal connection. Yeah, I will do. That's why ultimately you will get 100% proper way of projecting, and the entire resources in the neighborhood, connectivity, everything, because this is the true representation of Earth. What you are seeing is a virtual world, and what you go and see on the ground is real world. That's all. So there is no changes. Only there can be a minute differences with the elevation and all. So what is that? We have to take that from the source to this place, and then you can prepare a contour, and then a digital elevation model, DEM, that will scientifically show the position, locations, and the area which is needed, that water supply and all. You can highlight it. So once it is show proper scientific way, government will understand. Only thing problem is even our government takes up so many ground activities, but they don't use scientific inputs. For example, I give simple example. In that area only, even I had a small interaction that place under World Bank project. For some interior villages, some land was distributed. I visited this place. See, what they are doing, the land they are distributing only on paper and across the table, across the dais in the meetings, but they don't show where this piece of land is. They are giving on paper 1 acre to a one scheduled caste family, but they don't give that location. They don't give that coordinates. But this is high time today. Anything you are telling, you are giving 100 square yard plot for a house construction, you must give lat longitudes. You cannot simply give papers. Who wants that papers? The technology is there, and you see there are illiterates like the cab drivers and auto drivers, and the people who are living in the village and doing small jobs without any technology, and only they are well versed with smartphone. So they could able to ping, connect their whatever their activity and sharing in in this Google Earth and other Google Maps. So these are all, there's so many that is called point of interest. If you see Google Earth into a village, a small kirana shop also is
Sir,
tagged there. It is not done by the Google people.
Sir, Kalvakunta is a panchayat, sir. Kalvakunta panchayat.
Maybe you may get it, but that's what I'm saying. Kalva Kurti, Kalva KLVA, Kalvakuntla, Telangana. It's all Telangana, but yours is in Andhra.
Gudipadu is there.
Also.
One Gudipadu.
Yeah, it is all showing in. You see here, this is all showing in Telangana, but only maybe see, for example, Shekharji, if somebody in that village can give a coordinate also from his smartphone, it's easy. See, I will show you in Google the limitation of certain things. For example, here only I will open. You see, this is sufficient. Where is this village here? This Google fellow, he wrote something here, Talapalle. Talapalle, can you see any house here? This is just place dumped in agriculture lands. Why this reason, what is the source for location of villages? If anybody in the participants aware of topography map, in that settlements are mentioned in red color, small boxes. So only that major settlement, around 70 to 80% major settlement are only mentioned with names, and the remaining small, maybe a 20 houses group is called a small tanda, is a hamlet, but it will have a representation like a dot in topography map without name. Now Google Earth also, what is the source for them? Whatever is there on topography maps, that they could straight away pick up, and whatever the village, for example, this Talapalla, if you see in the neighborhood, for example, you see there is a built up here. This doesn't have name. You see here it is written, the local fellow MPP Talapalla, Mandal Praja Parishat Talapalla house, he mentioned, fortunately, this is Talapalla. Then this is the way we will understand, okay, Talapalla label placed here, but this is the Talapalla. So these are small corrections, small issues. Like that, some errors are there. Doesn't matter. But what is the satellite data it providing freely? That is more than sufficient. You can prepare a DEM. First of all, your issue raising water, connectivity to a place, remote place, which is missed out, that can be projected properly by including that location, that area, and the water source. That entire area, if you can prepare a DEM, nothing but a contour and DEM, and you can only provide a solution to that. Like that, this technology gives, it provides input and leave it to the decision makers and administrators. That is ultimately left to them. Okay, anyhow, we had something to start, and then at least even Ravindra Gar is also there with some other question. Yeah, Ravindra ji, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Jayachandra Garu.
No, your question also. I think I want your question.
Yeah, my question is like, because I am a multidisciplinary person, but because this we are commemorating World Social Work Day, I will ask in a social worker, social work perspective.
Yes,
social workers are working in communities across the world.
Yeah.
We are also facing lot of issues like community has lot of issues like water facility or irrigation facilities. So now I don't have knowledge of these technologies. I just learned social work, and we are not aware of all these technologies. So that is what my expectation today is. As a social worker, now I have a lot of issues from the community. They need sanitation, irrigation water, they need drinking water, and we need to plan sanitation for the village, or we want to improve the sanitation facilities. So how we can use these technologies? So that is what my question is. How I can benefit?
Yeah. That is the, see, what you are expressing is utility to the people, that is, see, biggest problem of our country is we are lack of reliable data. See, first of all, for example, Shekhar raised some place which is not getting water for agriculture, irrigation, whatever it is. Maybe it is very close to by a major resource, water resources. So that means that, see, these are the things you should address. And certainly whatever you asked about, utility, that means the basic necessities to the people. The issue with this data is that means neither government prepares on its own without bias, nor public contributes through data. This is our problem of our Indian whatever you call. And we don't have there is a platform to provide our information whatever is known, and there should be uh, the data what sanctity, or you call its validity or legality. These are all important. See, you just tell you simple things. How many of us are giving correct information? You ask about your all the details, including your education, your income, and your revenue, your whatever resources, whatever assets, everything. We are not ready to share that. That is the problem. I don't know, similar countries also there, like India. We are reluctant to give our information, that is our true information. Unless there is a reliable data, true data, you will identify who are needy, who don't require certain utilities, certain facilities, who requires what. This is the biggest problem in my perception, what I observed from several years. And many times I'm calling this, and talking in wherever meetings, wherever platforms are there, because same data again and again, how many times, how many governments will repeat it? Instead, why can't there be a one single reliable data? You take any utility organization, take Hyderabad example. We have electrical department, we have water supply department, we have municipal department, we have many, whoever come, even that ICSW, all these things. Though we are given, we have provided Aadhaar card, we are provided Aadhaar which is unique. But is that Aadhaar reveals anything about that person? Nothing. Is any ITR filed in this country is reliable? Will it reflect the reality, the income status of that person? These are the biggest questions in our country, because our development, we have in a different dimension or perception. The people who rule this country, who administrate this country, their objective, they're looking at now we are reaching 100 years in 2047 after independence. But you check how many issues are pending, how many things are there, which department is doing, acting, working on scientific base. Scientific base is one thing which is neutral, which is as per the ground reality. Who are using this? Who is using the true data? And individually people who are providing correct information. These are very, very, very interesting, important things for development. Technologies are there. For example, myself indulged in two legal issues, one in Supreme Court, one in High Court, Telangana, and without any witness, with the satellite inputs, that is called scientific input, the court and the judges could, deliver an order and they can take a judgment. So first time, because in court you need something witness, some proof, then only a case can be taken to this final judgment and final order and something on that. But first time, my own experience in including Supreme Court and High Court, the satellite data, for example, some houses are built on a water body. What is that input I have given? One photo showing this water body and another photo showing same location, same water body polygon filled with houses. You require any witness for it? Whom you will bring if you really want witness? Whom you will bring? Who will tell? It is not, ultimately satellite cannot manipulate. That is sufficient. That is more than enough to give a judgment, an order. Like that, we have got all potential, all technology. I think now everything everywhere we are using technology. And of course, if you look at it, our environment technology and this geospatial technology, they together, there is no issue that they cannot solve it, because data is so powerful. So if the data is correct, the decisions are correct, planning is correct, implementation will be right, results will be there. The problem with our data, if data itself is a problem, what is the planning derived from it? Is a wrong planning. You spend wrong projects are wrong people or wrong places, and then the results also like that. So it is, I am telling, it is very difficult to convert or change into developed scenario, developed country, unless this mindset changes. Because see, people, see, if you go back to my topic, natural resources, first of all, I feel strongly people, everybody, including literate and illiterate, their job of literates are to educate illiterates, not on writing their signature, writing a name, writing a love story, but understanding this great environment and natural resources of only planet Earth. Where is that education? Where it is happening? Where is the encouragement? Every time, every day, here and there, some workshop, conference, seminars are happening. People like me, like many guest speakers, they are talking. But ultimately, is it reaching at all levels, all walks of life, all people? So they should first see, when a family, they grow, whatever background, whatever it is, what they look at, how to earn some money, how to become, how to grow from that situation to the next level. That's all. Ignoring what you are doing, where you are, first of all, you could able to live in this planet because of few things. There is no such knowledge with the common man. That is missing totally. And government, maybe there is a one side, the other side of scenario. Some countries with their disciplined administration, they are achieving, and they are recreating the resources. You take Gulf countries. We have witnessed rains few months ago. We are seeing green patches in Dubai, Sharjah. We are seeing mountains there, which were not there. Fortunately, they are all God's gift to India. What is that we are doing? What is that we are lack? That disciplined management or disciplined, understanding, education, that is not there. We simply, our focus is somewhere, but expectations is something else. So there is no balance in between. That is where we are seeing this all problems, and this field is a repetition completely. It continues. There is no end for it. There is no end for it. Because see, for example, the education in our country, it is always towards the ranks. Then you ask even an LKG fellow, LKG boy, kid also, whatever, because he checks in his family, there may be a doctor, there may be engineer, there may be somebody. He will say that only. He will say that only. I want to become that. That's all. Only that is the target. That is the ranks. That means only you read, you get marks, you get some job, you earn something. This is only the principles. What is the true education? That is missing. Are any schools making every kid to plant every month a plant, a sapling? How many kids present generation knows what is the rice plant? How many people knows how they get water? They knows only in my filter or my water bottle or something else. Who's responsible to educate this, the coming generation? But that is missing. But this is what is there in developed countries. That is what I am observing. Even beyond all this, one important thing is the honesty, where it is. Because of that lack of honesty only, we are all giving wrong information leading to wrong planning, wrong implementation, never development happens. This is what technology, if it is there, what is the use? Who uses it? There day by day, I am finding, see, people are depending on technology. Like you go anywhere, even a pawn shop, even a street vendor also putting that, that what you call QR code. Okay, that is a great change. But at the same time, the right technology, right things, the right people, that means the administrator, decision maker, these people, where they are following. For any ground activity, is there a scientific base verified before planning that project? That is not there, because it is what they need. They want to do it here, they will do it. That's all. We don't see whether it is feasible or not. For example, I will pose a simple question. We have, our country is agricultural resources. Out of natural resource, agriculture is also resource because of our good soil, water. We have water and good soil suitable for crops. Therefore, ours is an agriculture, major natural resource agriculture. And you see last 2 decades from 2000 onwards, there is no record. I don't know who will provide me that data. State-wise, district-wise, or this whole country, how much agricultural land got converted into non-agriculture? Yes, non-agriculture conversion, when it happens, when there is some development activity coming up, for that development activity purpose, suppose a new railway track, a new national highway is there, new connectivity is there, yes, that is 100% development. For that, you can convert it. Other than that, everywhere, for example, recent times, smaller districts became a fashion. I do not know. There is a positive reaching administration close to the local decentralization, maybe one side. The other side, at the same time, there should be a limit to permit the conversions of agricultural land into non-agricultural land. Okay, you permit it, because every highway, you see, even if it is 100 kilometer, 200 kilometers from Hyderabad, maybe few of, I do not know anybody from Telangana here in these participants. There is one what is called Narayan Khed. You see in Hyderabad everywhere plots in Narayan Khed. Narayan Khed, if anybody checks in Google Earth, Hyderabad where it is, Narayan Khed where it is, you have to cross 3 districts. And there they are selling this agriculture land converted into plots and selling house plots. I have a proof with me. Beside ring road of Hyderabad, that means within 20 kilometer radius, beside ring road is a major attracting resource to convert the neighborhood into non-agriculture. Yes, with that ambition, they converted. 20 years back, it is made layout. Even after 22, 23 years, say I can say it is in 2000 year made, there was a layout. Even today, that layout is there without single house. What is the result here? If that layout was not formed, agriculture was there. At least yearly one crop will grow at least. It contributes its way, and some people livelihood will change. That agriculture stopped for more than 20 years. Neither urbanization, neither construction came in. No. And any think on this, on the direction by the government? No. Even I spoke about this in that National Academy of Administration in Missouri. I told, see, when there is urbanization and this that was under land governance conference, at least the government can take a call if a layout was not converted into reality, that is with houses within 5 years, at least enforce them to raise plantations. See, you cannot go back because it is already made the infrastructure like road, poles, everything. So it is not suitable for agriculture. So you cannot bring back the original resource, original natural resource. But at least you can create a resource which is equivalent to that called plantation. Why can't this so-called all the layouts, non-agriculture plots converted, the agriculture land converted to non-agriculture for purpose of industry or purpose of built up, purpose of houses? At least if they form like a group and raise a forest, plantation, even a revenue model, revenue generating vegetation, a fruit bearing trees or a good wood and all. So you can plan accordingly. That society will take that revenue and you will create that greenery there. That is at least a compensation. But nobody is thinking. I'm talking this so many occasions, so many places. There is nobody, no takers. Because I don't know. Now you want, you can check in Google Earth. I will show in Hyderabad. Just check with near Hyderabad ring road, and then
Jitendra garu, sorry to interrupt.
Sir. Yeah, please.
That's what I and you came to the same point. Now you can use services of social workers to educate and bring awareness, because they are working for the communities. If you can train them or bring awareness on these technologies, they can use these and they can work better in communities. That's what my intention was.
No, you are right. No, ultimately, see, sir, even today, for example, I will share one more information. There is one internship I am offering to some IIIT Hyderabad students are there, and some other Narayanamma College students are there. What is that? The interior area people, interior, how you define? It should be far away from the municipal urban, that is towns, and the national highways. If a village or a hamlet habitation is beyond 20 kilometers from a town, from a national highway, that can be considered as remote. Present scenario. There, what I am doing with these students, I am getting some data about their education and skills. And this data collection is a model work. Even the census of this country can follow it. What is that? Geotag based data collection. Suppose you go to a family house in a village, you collect all the data, and finally you take a geotagged photo of that house and that house head, are calling that family out of this house and taking a photo, geotagged photo. That means this family belongs to this location on this earth, and this is the information they have given. At least reliability. I know that there are so many situations, occasions, data collected only outside the village where there can be a Rachabanda, something called people gathering place. They are sitting and then writing about entire village data. That is what is happening. That means you cannot blame anybody like that. So now what is the purpose? The skills and education knowledge of that remote people who are highly prone for migration, because they don't have nearby closer by highway or a town. Therefore they try to go far places for some livelihood, something like that. What is that these guys students are doing, and I am encouraging, is map the resources, natural resources in their neighborhood and their skill sets. If the skill sets and resources matches, derive some solution, give them a way there, show them a livelihood there itself. That is what the government of India should do to stop migration, because resources are spread everywhere, everywhere. Only you are not bringing out. But today the technology, like you see Google Earth, or the high resolution. This is advancement in remote sensing technology. So everything, interior things you can, it came to the light. Nothing is hidden. Everything you can see on your hand, your computer screen. So maybe before 2000 year, the resolutions of satellite data was very low, and nobody can understand except only a scientist in NRSC, a scientist in ISRO can only interpret it, understand it, what is what. Whatever he says, the rest of the people has to believe. Now today, not like that. You tell something is here, even collector can check and tell, yes, what he said is right, what he said is wrong. For example, you see here, there is a layout here. I will show you historical view of this location, just one location. This is 2023. There is no houses here. Now I will take it to 2003. 2003. It is not layout here. Now you come next 2008, layout is there. See, sir, 2008 layout is there. It is not 2008. There is no data from 2003 to 2008. It might happen in 2005, 2004, any year we do not know. See here, 2003 May, this was more or less, it is retained agriculture. Maybe it is a single crop area. You can see the plantation. This is 2003 satellite picture, what you are seeing. This is natural vegetation like a forest, and this beach, these are agriculture fields. Now, when you come to 2008, because there is no data here, something between 3 and 8, this change came. And even 2023, there is no single house here. This is what is not expected by the government and by the people, by the, towards the environment and all. It is not one case. So many millions of acres of land, which is neither, it lost its original resource and not reached the expected resource, like an urbanization, suppose a colony there or a township there, it is not attained, and there is no alternative, no compensatory activity also there. What else you want? This is the technology enough, and is it anything manipulated there? You want to cross check, you check there, you ask them, and when it got formed, they will tell. So this is the situation. Like this, so many things. I'm just showing a small thing here. So this is what, so at least I should show something. Maybe I will share my screen. Already my screen is there. So only thing is, I appeal people should realize from their very young age to all different ages, because there is only one planet that has life, where biolife, which includes, that means the entire human community is one species along with millions of species, that we never realize. That we think it is all ours, as if the whole earth is the human beings only holding on their shoulders, and they feel like such a great ownership of it. But they do not know there are millions of creatures along with us. Everything is living there, and want to live there and doing their part. See, you take something and you also do something there, but it is only human will take always, but we don't do back anything for the good of this environment, good of this earth. So that is where the biggest worry is, can this planet exist for next centuries? Maybe few decades, there is no problem, but few centuries is a question mark. That you are all aware, because earlier also I spoke about the depletion of ozone layer. What happens? So if depleted, Earth becomes another Venus and Mars, a bald ball. That's all, without anything on it. So that is why information like this, and that, for example, weather information, what Dr. Vaikar Reddy garu share, these are informations should be distributed, spread among the groups. But you see, the entire social media is about a small things, about only that human being, this human being, that human being has a 6 fingers, this fellow has one extra tail. These are the useless things we bring into this social media. When we will expect a positive change in this among the humans? That is the biggest thing. So, okay, we don't talk here. Many of you are aware what is the distinctive environment of Earth because of the good radiation reaching Earth and the bad radiation, or you say harmful radiation, stopped above the ozone layer. And that is the wonderful, another greatness. There is plenty of water resources with so much of water and all. That is the reason for forming cloud. That is the reason for weather here. The entire troposphere with this weather conditions and all because of this water. And underwater, if suppose this radiation enters, water evaporates. It won't take days or months to vanish all the oceans if this radiation enters surface of Earth, like that. So let us, and you see this is the composition of our environment, and the oxygen, the nitrogen, and the natural resources everybody knows, and we are continuously talking the renewable, non-renewable, and then this different methods of management of resources, either water or forest. There are, see, because in every, see, you talk about a natural resources because it is number one existing on surface of Earth, and it is spread over an area. What is this? The both can be represented only one method, that is called spatial data creation, because the resource is either spread linearly, aerially, or confined to a location. These are point, line, polygon, which we call the representative features of entire surface features of Earth, and that is called primitive features of spatial data. That is also called vector data because it can integrate data. If it integrates data, you can do a lot of analysis and you can yield, you can derive some solutions. That is what. And whatever you see, suppose even you want to quantify how much a river is there, how much river is good and how much river got encroached, how much river area got spoiled, again you have to map it. That is where you talk anything about resources, the technology that is there, resource is a feature on ground, on real, on earth surface. So the feature, earth surface feature, you want to represent the only technology, that is geospatial technology. So you can represent, you can give a representation to it like a polygon or a line or a point. Then only any data, the entire information technology, whatever you collect, whatever you have, can be integrated to that. So that is why even in this, it is only in India we fight for land boundaries disputes. If anybody want to check, I see there are many international participants. You check how many countries are indulged in disputes, boundary disputes, and how many countries are free from these boundary disputes. Like, what is the dispute? Natural reserved area, that is forest, and revenue land. Revenue land is nothing but it is under ownership of that country people. The dispute is there only. It is only few countries which will never develop, who are struggling between this, with these disputes. The government land, that is nothing but the land reserved for nature to sustain, preserve nature, preserve biolife, protect nature. That land and the revenue land where you do all commercial activity. So there is a problem. If a forest is there nearby a urban area, they don't mind overnight, they will they take out. You see, there is a Rishikanda. You want to see? I will just show you a small, I will just check here. Rishikonda. Yeah, here. No, Rishikonda. Visakhapatnam. Where it is? Here it is. Let us go to Vizag. Just see. Good. What is that necessity? As if you don't know land in India, you don't know land in Andhra Pradesh. Why can't we preserve this? Why can't we preserve this? Around 25-30 acre land. Now, is it necessary? Is it necessary? I don't understand. I'll show in 3D. See, this is the cliff. You can see the hill and this entire thing. Maybe rotate. This is the sea, and we can see from here, this direction. It's not required. It's not required to, eat the resources. Only for urbanization, as if you don't have land anywhere. Why can't the city grow in that direction? Those huge landscapes are there. So this is what is that because nobody follow scientific inputs, follow the nature law, all these things. That is the biggest problem. So where we are going, we don't know. Because this is close to sea and it is little elevated place. So somebody want to build a beautiful built up there, beautiful structures there. Yeah, what is that here? I don't understand. This is how the issues are there. So forget about all this. So back to this a quick presentation. It is already too late. So like that, this in this agriculture, what are for management of agriculture, this entire soil, crop, water, the whatever, like for example, erosion of soil and all, and so the entire inputs derived from earth surface data, like a ground profile, which is nothing but contour or the elevation information, and then whatever features that is called land use, land cover, all, and then the soil parameters. Once you know everything, see, with 2023, we don't have soil samples of every hectare land. You know what is the frequency of soil samples we have in our government of India? 100 hectares, nothing but 250 acre land, one soil sample. Is it sufficient? Is it one soil sample in 250 acre land? Based on that soil parameters, the government will guide the farmers of this country. And we go on spending money on too many useless things. Can't we get the soil samples of every acre or every 1 hectare, one sample, and guide the farmers precisely? We are lacking that. 250 acre land, one soil sample. If that sample parameters meets the farmer's land, farmer will gain. If it is different, the farmer's land is different parameters, the soil sample gives something else, and he does something, he goes suicide. And we will stand still, we'll sit there only. This was done at least 10 years back. But for 10 years, we don't update it, we don't upgrade, we don't put efforts. We will say, yes, sir, we have a pool of sample data with our country, and there is a toll-free number. You call, let the farmers can call. Ye kisan, too much things we talk. But where is that? As the days are passing, where is the refinement? Where is the precision? Where is the development? No, that we can't question. Of course, this is all about this, the technology related, the communication, the remote sensing, and GPS, and many things are there, but too much of and these are all different inputs, different sources to have information about resources. So first of all, the entire technology originated for the optimal utilization of resources only, and towards sustainable development and all. So there was no technology. This is the only technology, either by sensing or by mapping physically, by walking the area and mapping. Or you see there is a lidar. What it does, it sends light pulses and it retraces, records that returned beam of the radiation coming from the objects. And then you can understand the depth there, particularly in interior places, inaccessible places, in the bordering areas. The lidar, where if vehicle goes, without vehicle also, even people, military, army people, tag to their back that camera and send these light pulses and records back, so that the entire depth information will be captured. Technology is going wonderfully. You know what is the highest resolution today we achieved? 0.25 meters, 25 centimeters through satellite. 25 centimeters, through drone 20 to 5 centimeter, 5 to 20 centimeter resolution from drone, and 0.25 or 25 centimeters from satellite. We have achieved the resolution. When so much reliable information is there about Earth, where you are to utilize this. And India is number one, I can say, in the top 3 in the space technologies. But there is no users. We don't use. We only write, we only say, and we only stand amongst that. We are continuously growing in launching satellites. Where is its use? Which collector in this country uses this data for his district development? Which administrator? How many MLAs and how many public representatives, people representatives are coming with scientific knowledge background? What kind of people are coming and ruling this, doing administration? Administration is not simple. They are planning their decisions, they're taking decisions, and that will result in the development. It's not that easy. But who is doing this? You only check yourself, you will understand. Then there is no. So these are low resolution pictures. How they are connected with the surface feature and how this is in low resolution. Nowadays this is not an issue at all, because you can see beautifully the crops in high resolution. We don't require at all like this. You see these trees, you can count things here, and this is after all 40 centimeters. I am speaking about 25 centimeters. Then imagine how much more details you will get it here. Of course, this is YK Reddy Sabs. Even GIS can give a support here. Suppose if you map everyday bulletin here, which direction it is going to cross and where it is going to land, and where the preparedness has to be done by the government, local. And second day, is it changing or in the same direction like this? And then you see, this is a beautiful, wonderful example. Many times, some of you might have seen this. See, day one touching here, projecting to cross near Kakinada, and again towards north around Tuni somewhere. And then day 3 suddenly changed from here to here between West Godavari and Krishna, and finally it crossed at Machilipatnam. If suppose this timely preparedness is not there, technology is not used, then you are sitting with the day one preparedness, damage is happening somewhere else. So it should be very, very effective, very, very alert, particularly during this kind of disaster situations. Of course, these are certain management related. That means how best you can utilize water. Like I was talking in a few days back, so much of water, more than 50% water goes into the sea. We can say we store only very little. Then we should learn a lot. For example, you see, in some time back I mentioned, wherever the river is there, now today the technology is there, ground profile you prepare, elevation you prepare, with the natural gravity, get the water from the river and create harvesting structures. The percolation tanks are very huge water ponds you create along the river, both sides, according to the elevation, according to the ground profile you create and supply. Don't pump them. Pumping is again investment. With natural gravity from higher to lower elevation, you can identify such locations through geospatial technology. This technology will give you that, and you create it and then store that water. When the river goes with full volume, full levels, you tap that water. Maybe the entire river, after a few days of the heavy rainfall, it recedes, it goes to the ground level, but this water ponds got filled. That can be used for the whole year. We are not diverting our funds into that direction. That means where the drought areas in this country, like a small Shekhar gave small village, small things, but I am giving like a major river, huge volume of water, at least some more percentage water, try to tap into some neighborhood ponds, use land for such purpose. Storing water will add to the environment. It brings back the rains again. But making the lands dry will create the negative impact on the environment. So which direction, what aspect, what application we have to spend, that government has to realize, and that realization comes with the scientific input, not through something else. You see here, this is a hill and this is some areas. We always do plantation along the highway, along the roads. Whenever road widening is there, that whole thing they will cut off, one thing. And second thing, once we plant, we don't water it the next day itself. Then out of 100, you will have 1 or 2 species with God's gift or God's, suppose if they are given whatever some ayush by the God, they will survive, or otherwise 100% also will die off. Instead, there are so many, you see in last time when I told the forest India only 21.7%, out of which major forest category nearly 9.8, 9.9% of the out of 21%, it is open forest only. That means not with very good vegetation. You identify that open lands and bring plantation activity here. Spend money for that. For one chief minister raising one plant somewhere, the government is ready to spend 10 lakhs, but the 10 lakhs can raise this much 2-3 parcels here. So you should think where money should go, for what purpose, how it results, what kind of things it yields. Of course, this is afforestation activity. In that means raising plants in the non-forest area is called afforestation. And for the positive environment, both in-house and the outside, these are the outside one good species. See, that means which will contribute positive. That means they will minimize the greenhouse gases, impurities in the atmosphere. They clean the air. They are the cleaners, natural cleaners. So you encourage such species. We don't find such species planting in our plantation activity by the government. They do some plants. We don't know why they do that plant. We don't know why. Who selects? Who brings that plants? We don't understand. And this is all something not that's my own knowledge. It is there across in the internet, in the worldwide. Which are the species that are more purifiers of the impurities, which will filter. These are the outside, these are the internal houses. Okay. Anyhow, this is another great opportunity was given. And as usual, I also took that the time without considering the participants, patients and participants, whatever condition. So I stop here because there is no end. Maybe again for formality, you are allowed to ask 1 or 2 questions, because so much other activity is in pipeline. Now I will leave it to Madam or Mary Madam or Ravindra Garu to take it forward to the next session or whatever as per the program schedule. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, participants. Madam, you raised a hand, please. Mary Madam. You can also unmute your mic and your video, Madam.
Video, no, sir, no, not video, because children are there, sir. My sister's children have come for vacation.
No problem. What is there? Participants will relax for a few seconds. There's nothing wrong. Okay, fine. Please go ahead.
Actually, sir, it's very mind-blowing sessions, sir. So much is there, and so much you showed in 3D. This and all. I am not from science background, nah. So everything is very exciting, and it is very enthusiastic for me to learn so much from your sessions, because it's very new to me topic. So I'm really getting a lot of information from today and the beginning of the session also, sir. I learned lots how you are showing.
Madam, everybody, see, every day I learn, even from my own students, because ultimately this is the advancing society, and technologically we are, we do not know what is our target. We are continuously growing. So we try to learn. That is a learning process. I feel till our last breath, we should learn. We are going to learn somewhere or other, whether it is this technology or anything. Maybe,
no, when you are showing different states now, sir, suddenly you're putting in computer and showing that much I didn't know you can show so much places.
No problem, madam. I will give a small idea, advice to you. You install Google Earth free, and often you check. For example, if you see the built up in developed countries, the built up in our Indian cities.
Okay, sir.
As if India don't have a land, we build houses with a wall to wall. Even for people like us who is into mapping domain, mapping exercise, we found it great difficulty in mapping a house. Suppose you see in India, the main road built up, you don't find gaps between houses. From the top view, it looks like a continuous slab, but the slab is up and down with one floor, 2 floor, 3 floors, but it is continuous. There is no gap, as if we don't have land. See, there are countries which 180 degrees sea is there, only 180 degrees they can grow. But Hyderabad, is it that problem? Bangalore, is it that problem? Where you stay?
No,
How
sir.
many cities are there? Why should we build houses like that? Why don't we follow guidelines? Because
I come
we
only
lack
once to
everywhere
play.
discipline,
Jitendra
madam.
garu, I think
Sir,
others
Ravindra
are
garu.
waiting, so
Ravindra garu, thank you.
we'll conclude. And
Thank you,
of
sir.
course,
No,
we can
I have
discuss
already
the
closed.
figures together.
I took a lot of time. A lot of time. So some Jayanta Chaudhary garu is also want to ask something, or see, it is ultimately what we will do. So okay. So if
Sir
there is
is
no more questions,
also,
please.
a senior, professor, and he's actively working in rural development. He
No.
works
There are
with
many professionals are there in the list of the participants. It is a rare opportunity for us. You are projecting like something speaker and all these good designations, but there are many people I can learn a lot from. So our participants, they have their own domain knowledge. So if you give me permission, I will relieve.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank you for your
Thank you.
wonderful, presentation. Actually, especially social workers also need to be trained on these simple technologies where we can utilize technologies for better development. Thank you, sir, once again for joining us, and
Yes, sir.
congratulations
Thank you, sir.
for your
Yes,
wonderful
yes.
presentation. I will give you a lot of work in future, sir.
No. You. I can give a small advice.
Uh,
See, I'm offering free internships.
That's great,
So many
sir.
people are doing it. See, people whoever is interested. Yeah, Jayanti garu, finally want to ask something. Please.
No. It is not that. Let me tell you. Are you from Andhra Pradesh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
From Hyderabad.
From Hyderabad. Okay. So I'm sure that you must have, aware about that National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, Rajendra Nagar.
Very much. Yes, sir. Very much, sir.
Okay. So I used to work there also. So they have, application of GIS and remote sensing for the rural development is a very burning issues and these. Now, Ravindraji is here with us, and you know that we have a forum for sustainable rural development.
Yes,
Straightway, I am giving you one, your suggestion or your proposal kind of thing. Can you arrange a 5 days training program, online training program on GIS application for rural development? It can be an international training program.
100%. Very much.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay. That's enough. Because that's enough. I am telling
there
you.
There is a program going on, sir, from yesterday to tomorrow, 3 days, for the auditors of this country across the states. It is an online training only. It's going on. Experimental. First time for auditors. So this AG office in Hyderabad, they are coordinating, and
you just plan
please.
for one 5 days module on GIS
Sure.
application for remote sensing, but a very lay person like us who don't have the technical knowledge and other on that particular approach. But how it can be helpful for maybe natural resource management if you are thinking for some specialization kinds of thing, or even in general, how is the first introductory kinds of thing. And also, I would like to tell you to offer one short duration course on this GIS application for rural development. We have people from 130 countries. So we are going for a learning management system platform where we would like to put this kinds of course. So if you also join with us,
100%, I will send. Yes.
So how it can be, we can go. So detail will go because we should not disturb the other participant. And with the support of Ravindraji, I'll come to you and personally we'll chat and we'll discuss. Thank you very much. Excellent presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yesterday Dr. Amrita was also mentioning about that, sir. Definitely, we are there always, for the sustainable development, rural development. We'll take up, you just share your ideas, and whatever we can do, we are always there for you.
Thank you.
And we have, without introductions, have started his interaction. So formally, I am introducing Dr. Jayanta Chowdhury. Yeah. Present designation, I think.
You forget just 5 minutes you give me. Let me tell and let me talk to them. And then because I came, almost unwanted kinds of things because within this session. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Though we are also one of the partners for this series of conference, which Ravindraji and his team is working on that. Myself, Dr. Jayanta Chowdhury, I am a faculty presently heading Department of Rural Studies, Tripura University, which is a central university in northeastern states. But today I am here not only for this as an academic, but as an organization point of view that we have a global forum for sustainable rural development. Last 1.5 years we are working on that. We right now we have reached to more than 130 plus countries in and more than 8,500 members with us. We are working in the different field of rural development. Recently I just started one international journal for sustainable rural development, and we have 17 interrelated global centers where we are working in the different field of rural development. Say, for example, Global Center for Sustainable Agriculture and Food Security, then Global Center of Local Government, then Global Center for Public Health Care and Management. Those things, there are number of centers on those, and several good experienced person. But this platform is not at all only for academicians. This platform is academician, policymakers, and also the practitioners. Several times we felt that the practitioners who are working, that the civil society and NGOs, they are working in the field level or some implementation level, those things are not coming to the academic arena or the policymakers. Similarly, the policymakers are working in this field, but neither they are discussing with academics or not the practitioners. And in other way, all the academics, they are doing their research, which sometimes people are asking the question whether it has the grassroots level implication on that. So these three things are there. This Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development, we are trying to bridge or bringing those in a platform. So right now, around 72 plus organization, universities, institutions across various states, various countries, they have joined with us as a partner in different locations. We have 6 continental office. We have office in London. We have office in Georgiana. We have office in Brazil, Nigeria. Our Asia office is in Malang, Indonesia. So like that, different country chapters also coming on this phase. We have a big thought on that we are going to organize in the month of October, the global first time, the first International Rural Development Congress. The thing is, if you go to that report of United States, the Social Development Report, you can find that the last year they have made a separate report on risk considering rural development, where there is a mention that when there is if we are really going to achieve the SDGs by 2030, then we have to again reconsider rural areas and rural things. Say, for example, the first goal, SDG goal number 1, which we are talking about, the no poverty. And if you see that the global picture, mostly the 80% or above poverty is in the rural areas. Next, you can go to the SDG goal number 2. The SDG goal number 2 is talking about the hunger and the zero hunger. And that also you need to go back to the agriculture and go back to the village. So like that, even all the parameters, all the indicators And if you go to the report, that you can clearly mention that it's clearly they have with all the goals, basically either depends on the rural areas. Say, for example, even the city, goal number 11, you know that sustainable city. The sustainable cities also one way depends on the rural areas, because until and unless you can stop the migration from the rural to urban or the sustainable cities, the different way. Say, for example, the Agartala where I am staying, most of the dirty waters, the polluted waters is going from the Agartala thing during the rainy season. It is going to the Bangladesh, and the rural areas are contaminated. And there is a huge, demand how it can be stopped. So city and rural areas in terms of labor, in terms of migration, in terms of education, in terms of health. So all aspects, if you are looking for the sustainable cities, then you have to think for the rural areas. So keeping this thought, these two thoughts, the importance of the rural areas, even in India, when we are here, mostly it is the data, more than 70, around 70% people are in the rural areas. So considering this thought, we have formed a platform where everybody, all the discipline, all the academician, they can take part, they can join hand with us. Last 2 years, we with the collaboration and partnership, we have conducted around 62 different events. Even we have conducted physical or hybrid seminar in Malaysia, Indonesia, and this time we are going to Dhaka, and then we are going to Ethiopia for program in the physical program also. So all together we are trying, and our partners and our good friend Ravindraji always we try to do our activities together. I will request all of you, if you would like to join with us, we'll be very glad. If you have knowledge, would like to share your knowledge, you join with us. We have our international journal where you can be a reviewer, you can present your paper, you can publish your paper. The journal is coming from the USA. It is already there. If you would like to organize some seminar, or if you would like to conduct any training program, like in May, we are starting international training program on different areas like rural development project management. So how to manage the projects and other things, those things are coming. We are also coming with the short duration courses on various fields of rural. So if you're the professional, if you would like, recently we have started the community campus. First campus is started in Rajasthan, then Central India. We have started one campus in Kerala, so that the student, the college student, the university student, they can also come as an internship. So like that, different activities are happening. So if you join with us, we'll be very happy. We'll glad to receive you as an institution, as an individual, as a policy makers. You can guide us, you can support us, and together we can get a global rural, sustainable rural development. With this, let me stop here. I'm sorry that I have taken your time, though it's a joint program, but last couple of days we are busy, we could not come here. So thanks to Ravindraji from our heart, and thanks to the entire team of his team and all the participants. Please carry on, and if possible, you join with us. Everything you can get with Ravindraji. As we mentioned, if you visit our website, there are 17 global centers. So which your expertise you can join with us and contribute with us. With this, thank you very much, and wish you best luck. And definitely we are discussing with Ravindraji also that outcome of this conference may be in some form of book or some international journal article, and will come out. So thank you very much once again. Ravindraji, over to you. Ravindraji?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Jayacendraji. Sorry, Dr. Jayanta, sir, for your valuable insights, and really, you people are doing wonderful work. but because of lot of commitments here, I am not able to actively take part. But we will ensure that in coming days we'll also actively take up because we have very good number of resource persons everywhere, but we are not able to properly collaborate. So definitely we will engage more in coming future, and you have really shared wonderful opportunity, and the website address is available. We request everyone to join as a member. It's free. So you can join, and also you can collaborate in various programs, get yourself trained, and you can also contribute for the sustainable rural development. Thank you, Dr. Jayantaji, for joining. So we will invite our next speaker for the day, Dr. Hema Subramaniam Reddy. She is heading the history department, and she is also part of our organizing team. And from Raj Bahadur Venkatram Reddy Women's College, we welcome you, ma'am, to the International Conference of the Valedictory session. We would like to invite you and welcome you for your address. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening and hello to all the participants. And I have been listening to all expert panelists here. And it was a wonderful session what I had. And now the time is past 9:30. So I want to take much of your time. Actually, I'm not going to lecture on any topic, but I thought that inspiration is so much that I thought that I can add a little bit to where our panelists had already spoken. And I have been hearing the panels talking on the environment, the climate, and how there is a leakage in the environment, how it should be protected and all that. And since we are talking about the sustainable development of 2023, I thought being an history lecturer who is teaching both history as well as tourism, I thought of adding a little bit to sustainable tourism. So we were only discussing about industrial development, economic growth, and so on and so forth. So tourism is also an industry, but most of us are not aware of the fact that tourism is an industry, and it is in fact the smokeless industry. But at the same time, it does everything what an industry does to the society and to the community. So naturally, when we talk about sustainable development of 2023, I felt that tourism should not be ignored. So here, what is the sustainable tourism? Because recently, there was a workshop organized by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India on sustainable tourism. So there, by talking about so many aspects, we were discussing how we can take tourism forward. Because tourism is the second largest sector, which earns the maximum foreign exchange to Government of India. But at the same time, the concentration on the development of tourism is comparatively less. So therefore, the government needs to improve the facilities and see how we will develop the sustainable tourism. Because the sustainable tourism covers the complete tourism experience, which includes concern for our economy, society, and various environmental issues. So, the preservation and economic growth of regional communities are also involved. And we need to protect the areas which are, the fundamental tenets of sustainable tourism. For example, we have this educational facilities which are open. And when the willingness of the people to welcome others, and we need to have the knowledge. And when the most important aspect is the improving the attitude of the tourists towards environment. Because most of the tourists, here I talk across the domestic tourism. Even we as a tourist, when we move out of our place and visit some other place, naturally our attitude and our behavior, will be completely changed. Because we are in a foreign land. So if we have an attitude that we can do anything else, everything, which, drastically imbalance the environment. Or in other words, the environment will be shifted towards the negativity. So, the tourist attitude towards the environment should be something different, wherein we can minimize the damage through better awareness. So, when we just talk about the protecting the environment and then talk about how the environmental stay occurs in the country, there are two major sides, in my opinion. There are two major sides of measuring the environmental protection as far as tourism is concerned. So we relate the tourism and environment here and then see how we can protect the environment from the tourism. So one is protecting environment for tourism. We protect the environment for the sake of inviting the tourists. And the second one is protecting the environment itself from tourism. So the first one, it is very clear that it's protecting the environment for tourism. All right. So we have to keep everything neat and tidy, and then see that the areas are all around, all facilities, everything, infrastructure is created. All these things are ordered because we as a tourist we experience all these. But what is this protecting environment from the tourist or from the tourism? So the second one has greater risk, especially in developing countries than the developed countries. Because the quality of environment is very, very important, which is in fact the key tourism resource. When we want to protect tourism, we need to have the quality of environment. And tourism cannot be sustained if the environmental resource is rated beyond the threshold capacity. So there is a limit for everything. Then we have limit. Naturally, we can't have any return whatsoever. So similarly, if the environment is presented towards the world, then we cannot, have sustainable tourism. Therefore, there is a need of protecting the environmental quality in order to link the success of tourism projects, programs, and policies. No matter what programs and policies the government is designing to invite the tourists, unless and until our environment quality is protected, all the other projects, programs, and policies will be unworkable. So, you have to integrate the economy and environment. The integration of economy and environment this is very important. We have to promote the tourism industry. So we have been hearing about G20 summit, where employment fairs are being held. We are just inviting the prospective investors from abroad. The question just to start the industry and grow the things and all. But we are conveniently ignoring, tourism and how to develop the tourist industry. And because this is also an industry earning the second highest revenue streams to our government. So we should not concentrate only on those industries. We should also concentrate on the tourism industry, for which the integration of economy and environment is very, very important, because that will allow promote the tourism industry. And now, tourism in fact is enormous stress on the local land usage, because when we provide the required infrastructure for the promotion of tourism, sometimes it has adverse impact on the soil. And then, soil erosion happens. You put more pressure. For example, we have to study the quality of soil, take it into consideration, then go for the building activities and others. So then we go on building the resorts, hotels, and so many other rest houses, and not for the tourist purpose. Ultimately, what happens? Lot of pressure is caused, and then soil erosion will be there, and then the pollution also will increase because of the vehicular movement and all that, and then more pressure on the species also. When we promote the wildlife tourism or bird watchers would come and visit the places. So, many times due to the behavior of the tourists, there is lot of, adverse impact on the animals and on the various other species and all. So ultimately, the areas which have to be protected, which have to be environment friendly, where we can develop ecotourism, all those things, they face the adverse impact. So ultimately, we have all these problems. So this will gradually destroy the environmental resources on tourism. And then, the statistics say that tourism contributes to more than 5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, and then in the same form, the pollution is also occurs through other industries, and then air emissions are there, noise pollution is there, and then solid waste, and the release of sewage and all this. So all these things, the waste are polluted, the environment is polluted, and the greeneries are destroyed, mostly in order to build the skyscrapers. So, all these things will have adverse impact, and then cause adverse impact on the pollution, on the environment, and because of that, it will also impact the climate. What we are facing, so I think this all of you belong to different phases, and all of us is one thing that is there is a graph with climate, and the therefore the physical year, the sources, the hot climate, and then the usual climate is not producing or experiencing immediate. But at the same time, you see the tourism industry, you have direct financial contribution from the tourism industry, and it adds to the revenue of the government, and then so there is an utmost need for us to protect the environment, and India has a balanced, climatic condition, and there will be an improved environment management and planning. And if we come to have this proper environment management and planning, we need to raise the environment awareness. First of all, creating awareness is very, very important, because the speaker who spoke earlier just before, thinking about the issues. So all of us behave like that. So there is sometimes I think villagers and people from rural industry who have absolutely no education, they are better than the educated people. I'm so sorry to say that, including myself, every one of us, sometimes we behave in an unwanted manner. That is the reason we have to call ours as educated, but we should not be mentioned. And as an educated community, can raise or bring about an environment awareness among the people, especially among the tourists, regarding the protection and preservation of the environment. And that is on 2022, our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, had started or launched the Global Mission Life. The Global Mission Life, and wherein he addressed gatherings on virtual mode, and then he also addressed the pledge, that is lifestyle for the environment pledge. So this lifestyle for the environment pledge was, about the promotion of sustainable development in India, and also he spoke about the need for the protection of environment. And the environment and climate, all these are also, closely connected with our lifestyle, and because of all these positive and negative aspects of the environment and climate, there is drastic change in the lifestyle of human beings also. But if you have to have a healthy lifestyle, if you have to bring about an awareness on this both domestic as well as the foreign students, if we have to generate employment in the tourism sector, there is an urgent need to educate the people in general, especially people who live in the tourist destination. And then we should also think of developing as many tourist destinations as possible in order to invite the foreign exchange, and then make our government also economically prosperous. Unless and until each one of us take up this aspect and then take the lifestyle for the environment pledge. If a job is on to all this, I'm sure that we can have with sustainable development, overall development during the year 20. And with this, I thank Professor Research Department of Social Work for giving me an opportunity to share this of my ideas with all of you. And I also hope and trust that all will join in this endeavor and then see that India will progress further. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable insights, and in spite of technical difficulty, we could able to connect with each other. And we thank you once again for joining us and giving everyone an opportunity, being one of the collaborator of the international conference.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear friends, so we have come to the end of the valedictory session. As we all know, all good things come to an end at some time or other. So let me see. The feedback form has been raised. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. So we will be closing the valedictory session, and we thank everyone. Yeah, Christina. Your voice is not audible. No?
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Your
Dr.
voice is.
Can you hear?
Yeah. Please continue.
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Ravindra. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you for this whole session, this whole 10-day session. It's been a great time of learning for me from this part of the country. And I say a big thank you for coordinating this schedule, despite, I'm sure, the stress and the network issues. Thank you very much for all the all the facilitators brought up in these sessions to make in this program to make it a success. Thank you, my country's participants and facilitators. Thank you, everyone. I have learned a lot from different angles, and I can proudly apply all this barrage of knowledge to my daily practice. Thank you very much. Concerning the feedback forms today, I feel the last one I feel was the fourth session. Is that the last, or I missed anyone?
Yeah, we will be sharing. Don't worry about feedback form.
Okay.
So after this session, we will be sharing. Yeah. So
okay.
Thank you, Christina, once again, and convey my regards to all the social workers in Nigeria. And you are also part of this international conference, and we congratulate you being part of this international conference, and extend our greetings to the president and all the members and all the workers of Nigeria.
I sure will. Thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy.
Yeah.
So we have Urvasi Kumari. Yeah, Urvasi Kumari, you can unmute yourself. You have raised your hand.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I am a great opportunity to attend international conference. And my first of all, Dr. Ravindra is a very thank you. And all of you, very thank you. This is a cheers person, very good informative knowledge, practice, learning. See, once again, everyone, thank you. My feedback form is submitted.
Yeah, thank you, Urvasi Kumari, for your feedback and observation. Yeah, Mary, you can unmute yourself.
Good night, sir. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be a just volunteer in working for this 10 days conference. I learned a lot in speaking to speakers and sharing my feedback. This is the first time I'm attending 10 days conference in my 16 years. So it was a great learning and lot of experience. I learned a lot. Thanks for the incredible opportunity you given to me, sir. And thanks to the entire team. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Ma. In fact, we are always, we have a lot of opportunities. If people are coming forward, then we have a lot of opportunities. We are working 24/7 with various local, regional, national, international.
One more thing, sir, I would lastly want to say I've never worked with a multidisciplinary professional like you in my Bangalore city also. So it was wonderful volunteering and working with you. So I thank for this great opportunity. God bless you and God bless your team also, sir. My heartfelt gratitude to you, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am. Next, we have Abdul Reb Rage. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening for all. I am a lot of thank for all. Exactly for all, we are get more information, and we have 3 person in Arabian country. They are trying more in this 10 days conference for participate, but more problem for internet in that area. In the future, we need please more conference because more experience. Thank you, Dr. Ravindra, and for all participate and resource persons. Thank you very much for all our Arabian, and exactly thank for more lectures about special educators or special needs student. We get more information about that, and different lectures, doctors about special needs area for social area or different information. Thank you for all, and
thank you, Mr. Abdul, for sharing your observations and your kind words. There are regular conferences and events happening. In fact, we are having daily one event, online event, daily 6 to 8, same time. You can join daily and you can enjoy. You can also contribute. You can also present. And it's an open free platform as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And we are celebrating 75 years of independence. So we have we have created this platform only to celebrate the entire world. We believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So entire world is one family. I truly personally believe in that. And that's why this platform is for everyone. All of us make best use of this opportunity. Everything is free. So we are contributing so that no one else pays for it. And this is a wonderful, platform where everyone can come together and learn together, share together. So I invite everyone, even till now, we have seen almost, participants, speakers from across 80 countries, more than 80 countries. We have, since last couple of months, participants, presenters joining. So it is an open platform. We invite more and more participants, more and more speakers use this platform. And we have a very good network internationally. Though because of constraints, to be frank, we need a lot of people who can work together. We are in such a situation that for us, 24 hours is also not enough. We have so much to do, but we don't have people to help us, to be frank. So in spite of that, we are doing a lot. But if you people come forward and try to volunteer, and we can do really wonders. There is a lot, as many of our speakers were also talking about, we can do. In fact, everyone can do a lot, but we are not doing. We are not able to contribute. So maybe if we all come together, at least if you don't come together also, you do your part at your place, that is more than enough. It's not always necessary, because of various barriers. It's not always necessary to come together also. If we are not together also, we are together. In the sense, we are working towards our own planet as a family. So thank you. We are always there to extend whatever support from my side or from my team side. We are always there. Whoever needs support, you can always contact us. Yeah. So Sakina, you can unmute yourself.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Thank you, and completely agree with everything that you said, Dr. Ravindra sir. It was truly an honor to be a part of the wonderful 10-day conference. Also an incredible learning experience to hear all the esteemed and knowledgeable speakers, including yourself. Thanks so much to the researchers, the presenters, and participants as well. Once again, my sincere thank you to Sri Holistic Health Foundation India for this wonderful opportunity, and to you, Ravindra Garu, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakina. Yeah, Lauren, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, good evening. Sorry for my voice. I have a sore throat. But yeah, thank you po from the Philippines. Thank you for this wonderful conference meeting. And thank you for those organizations that give some accounts to this meeting. And to those speakers, thank you so much po. I appreciate your professionalism, and I want to thank you for the points you made and the questions that we've asked that you've been answered. No, you nailed it, and thank you for capturing the audience so well. Thank you for giving your precious time to us, and looking forward to hearing you speak again. You made a difference. So thank you so much po from the Philippines.
Thank you for joining all the way from Philippines. And there are a lot of opportunities ahead. We request everyone to keep connected so that, we can make best use of this network, learning together. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Neha, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening to one and all here present in the conference. Sir, like Lauren said, that you really make a difference then I would again say the same thing, that you really make a difference, because I feel that buying a time out every day for regular 10 days, and you only said that we have regular conferences evening 6 to 8, and for the profession we are into it. So sir, you are actually doing incredible work to the profession. You are adding value to the profession, because every day it is not possible for anyone to do this work, to join, to ask everyone, to motivate everyone that you come forward and present your paper. And so many other compliances are also related with the conference. It is not only just that just clicking Zoom link and taking all the papers to present. No, it is not like that. I have seen so much of formalities every day you are sending us, and every day I get a mail, every day I get a WhatsApp, every day I see on my Facebook that yes, it is there, as I am connected to all the links which you asked during filling the form, that you have to connect to these, you have to so many of the formalities you did to connect with people, and so that so many people can come forward and add value to the profession. So but it is your dedication towards the profession, sir. I have to say hats off to you, sir. Very nicely executed the entire 10 days of conference. Well, I was not there in the middle couple of days, I missed all those days, but I have seen the early 2-3 days, and today again I joined the link as I have to present my presentation. But really very good job, sir. I am very small person to say all this, that it is a great job, not a good job. But but I have to say this, because ultimately I also fall into same profession. So I feel that you should get acknowledged at least from participant, that it is really a wonderful job you are doing, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words. In fact, I think as a social worker, or, I'm a multidisciplinary professional, as a social worker, as a mental health professional, and in fact, as a human being, we owe a lot to everyone. Because the moment we are taking our birth, we are indebted to nature, because without oxygen, we will not survive. So within the mother's earth and, and within our own mother's womb, we are indebted to so many, and to environment, nature. So that when we think of that, when we relate to our own environment, then there is a lot we have to do. We are indebted. So my effort, or my conscious is always, to try to reduce as much as possible, so that I always look forward opportunities to contribute within whatever I can do. There is nothing that we are expecting, because already God has given us plenty of things. Nature has given plenty of resources, but unfortunately, we are exploiting them. We are misusing them, and today we are paying for it in the form of climate change, disasters, and a lot of things are happening. So unfortunately, yes, it's the time to realize, because this is a UN decade of restoration. If we don't, take much efforts by 2030, we will really go out of things will go really out of our hand. So we all have to be more conscious. That's the motto we are working on, UN Sustainable Development Goals. And yes, we all need your support. Platform is open. If not today, or you can join in any day, you can present. So we have conferences also happening, workshops, symposiums, online, offline, at international level, national level, regional level. We are always there. We want someone to ask, like, can we organize something? So we are always there, passionate to organize and to be participant. I always love listening. I don't talk much, but I always love to listen. So I invite each and every one of you, come together, share your knowledge. We will learn together. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sharing. You can unmute yourself. Sharing back.
Hello, yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, please continue.
Can I list you, sir?
Sorry?
Am I listable, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. You want
okay.
to share something? Yeah, please go ahead.
I am medical by profession. I am social worker, medical social present. I'm in social work, and presently I am medical social worker in PGI Chandigarh, sir. And it is our first time joining this kind of the webinar. And this is very excellent, sir. So many things I learned. Thank you so much, sir. And this information I received by faulty by accidentally by something mail I received, then I joined it. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, okay, sir, for this wonderful opportunity, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. And yeah, as I said, it's our platform. It's your platform. It's my platform. It's our platform. It is always yours. Feel like home. Whenever you want to share, whenever you want to do something, you can reach us. The same website is there. You can go there. You can find a lot of daily. You will have an event. You just select the date. You will find the event. Of course, that are only online events, which very few are updated. In fact, which is especially in collaboration. We also do a lot of offline and online activities that are not updated, but that's a dedicated site for this international webinar series on holistic health and well-being. So as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, so only online are updated. You can join daily. You can learn so many things, and you can also get, as usual, as a bonus, as a token of gratitude, you can always earn your certificates. So thank you, Cherry. So anyone else would like to share? Okay, then thank you everyone for joining us. And it was really nice learning for me, especially because we had opportunity to listen to speakers, though all the speakers are very well known to me, the chief guest and other all. And it was nice listening to our counterparts, fellow social workers, and from our other disciplines, various academicians, research scholars. We all have contributed, and really this was successful. In fact, today this success is not just to the organizing team, but it is the success of each and every one of us who has come together and who had made it a grand success. In fact, we all had a great joy and great pride taking with us that we all made together with a grand success, with a lot of presentations, lot of dissemination of knowledge. So we, on behalf of organizing committee and on behalf of all the presenters, speakers, and the entire team, we wish you all the success, and we express our sincere gratitude to each one of you. So we'll be sharing overall feedback form. We request everyone to quickly fill it out. And we are officially ending this valedictory session. Yeah, we request everyone to fill up the feedback form.